a dream before you can make them come true. And it's still the Ghana month. Right here, we are moving on, and very soon, almost half. We have done almost half of the month. Yes, more than half of the month. Yeah, actually, more than half of the month. So very soon, we'll also say goodbye to the month of March and welcome April. But that one is also taking us to the death and the resurrection of Christ. So all the updates, the news, discussions, the interviews, and all the discussions that we bring your way, educating you on developments, are all live on the show. Remember, it's till 10 o'clock. Victor Electronics is here. And when you visit their showroom, you enjoy up to 40% discount on all top innovative brands like NASCO, Medea, Samsung, TCL, LG, Roche, Asano, and among others. It's ending on the 31st. That's the last day of this month. This promotion comes to an end. We have your kitchen appliances, blenders, rice cookers, kettle, toasters, irons, and many more are available. And your home theaters, air conditioners, laptop computers, gas cookers, sewing machines, televisions from 32 to 85 inches are all available at Victor Electronics. Call them on 0242 959 795 or 0552 412 123. All right, so we will bring you the updates like I have mentioned. And before I start bringing you all those available for discussion this morning, your most tender whole chicken, drumstick and wings, and tasty tilapia, salmon, and shrimp are to buy. They do free delivery within whole to your choba, your restaurants, schools, work, church, and home. And for bulk purchase, you can also contact them for that. Call 0554 519 519 785. MGM Estates Limited, freshest guaranteed, quality is assured. Experience the difference. So I'm making a passionate appeal to Parks and Gardens once again. The rains are in, and our trees by the roadsides that need streaming. We should start taking action before we start recording the unfortunate incidents. The rains are coming with the strong winds. Some of these trees also serves as windbreaks, but you know, when the branches are weak, we can only do away with them before they cause any damage to any property. Mepenya salam ya of our wanaji miele mi agwa serendi ape gawo pe popo metutu ahenya jojo vovo o ave na mekwa sebe ape kosida penu a ejejina mi opete nwide eye miele klalo be mi aga akpo kosida ya me ha awa nu yokata enye mi ape doda si vovo be mi awo na Ghana du kodo doreji mi ape nto me pe ngogbe yi kwa mi awa mi atosinu plus sube nu opete wata anododo nwenton ke hafi mi ayi eji a mi pe wonsen do amenya ndi ya ha le gbogblombe hafi mi apedre kuku wata won ava mi ale na mebe edene no mi asi ta me kwese be yike mi opete mi ga foda gbe a mi ga do nku mi ape dro kuku oji be elebe ya awake adake defi akoke me ko dare afike me ye ape mi ape dro kuku ava me kwa nyebe hafi odro kuku na ava me elebe dene no asi o ta ne de mela so a jagbabe edre kuku de nenu asio eye ne de che hele ho na word wodo da si vovo nu vevi yo kata hia bene wa kpo emefafa mi ide wona pe agbagbanto today's conversations that will be live on the Global Morning Show. Friday, I made a call on parents and teachers and also our school children that Nemile Momechoma, when we're crossing the road, we should be conscious of miape and momechucho. Ike mia view, edo joho, edo chesofio le juju, bele miagbola, pome miagbadu nkujinao, be ele iko no momechoma. No agbugbo ale nkude wodo ki onwunwe hafia no mo mecho la be enye fudede mi ape driver on ha ne make mi le yoyo wom na mi ba fi yoko ne mi le gbome ale ike mi avudu ne mi la si fi onya si tepel alo asi mehele konji hele suku hele alo fi yoko amotende na hale kwa afi mo kata ne mi nya do fofo kwa ne mi a didi mi ape edu fofo awoji ta inye nkudoji no ike magawo ne make na pack segade sake miape ati yo le miape moto a le mia adon kweji akọ le fefebe mia akọ aloje yo mi kpobe obi kaka hegere mome obi kaka lo yo kovu miape electric pole wire kao miape electric wire o eyo le wo gbo mi ale nkudon eleke o ko ojede wa yoji mu wa je woji lo alo ma je woji o ne mia a prevent and the sin de ike ne nem ati moto aya fufu echijaja kula ya fufu mava a heavy ne mia achi wonu. All right. Mia yeji eye maga aga ko nyare ka ko dare ngo ye yina the yellow family. I say special good morning to all the workers of the yellow family, and that is MTN. We seem not to be liking the services you are providing for us. If you are the telco giant, we expect that your services will also be top notch, will be the giant among other services. And what we want to compare, there wouldn't be any to compare you to. Damie megakon dia heko tititere mena dume video kata Elko are also experiencing same uh, service poor services from MTN Ghana. The MTN Ghana tom mi ndia me do mi agboto he me mi alen kude mi ape do wo na mi ape do the network currently at some places are so bad ike mi here be ne mi agbo nku alede ne nem no mo na mi and the rate at which mi economy pay data wa especially when the network is so bad and you are not even able to have access to do your work or to do anything you have to do on the internet. That is when you experience that mepe data o bundle o hemi pule ovuna duale gbegbe da mi de kuku na mi no mele sese da mi akpo egbona to come view. All right, so me penya sala la kpabu bua ni cho do vayi kosra do vayi and me he updates de kokova with the regional minister pe chadidi egede me ano view pe ameyo chide me ano view chide wo chadidi hegede fuma va kpo no tepe there's a gbanto kple EPA over va wonu nana del gboga va ye ke yanto kple nadmo over ga wonu nana del fema wo deji po nanu to metobe ya ko nchuchu de se ari ke tepe va kpo akodo data no pie nkeke ike mie no mia pe do kuisi hoho zandum that is the 68th mia pe 68th independence anniversary ya mi bobe before that day on the 5th yanu chochodo beduklo lava vai le wana mavo mege and indeed it happened just as it was announced. The president visited and I came back to report to you. That was an update giving you on the Ghana Gas project. You can call a whole to me the various stages you will a whole a do roof a do a do ole lengthy level a do chogale the various stages your chogale the various stages for the foundation level komena mienya be chore yi keme wo sign contract kaka va sede ye mai me myo ha mi de te pa va kpo enu a ye de je si be na ho o fe block o je nyinyi alo je kaka ho ngo do fio ke menye nu nya kpo be mi ape do fe yi ke nye Ghana gas akọ contract akọna be no wa atu ho nye dodo nwia de atu ho be mi no vi yo chi de wa kpo de fe azio do a enye fu de loko abe o de mi ngolo be alo de mi me ngolo be o ene enu o tepe menya kpo no itepe me va kpo a menya kpo tututu me de mi agi abe duko ene ha kenyi cho ya mi ede jesi be takpepe wowo heyi agi takpepe wowo kude nenem ehonti so official social Ghana gas may play the project contractor and Pakplay Ketu South Municipal Assembly. Mepenya Salau, a 5 unit housing project. Eva Chia, Bojis, Bemia, Bula, Bedoreke Megalagio, and Ndekeche Meno site contractor, Donuleke Meno, a site wa, me Takpekpe Ijilen, who no to a miniature, Kokuren and them a door won't a hoi kobono tuna, agaveji, a mutino, Pakple Salako Penuto Yokatako. Tidal waves edefuna okpo owo takpekpe ta ame yo pen ko me yo dongo enye Ghana gas yo we ko dona ame isi ko do ko de ble nu to yi ke epa assembly ke menu hele jile yo chokro pe un mao o kata okpo monu popo o gede regional minister ji eye wo na nu chocho vuvu awo ekude ale ike wo fe edowo wo ko yiye adonala na wonu chuchu ameike he eho edo iha ena epenu chuchu akulu nu toyime enu ole jimla yo ha wona fenu chuchu kele enu wuwa nu itututu avayi ejia ma awo yo fugbeme pajiko ne mako mamle akọ akpledo yanye nu chuchu imiano vu nchomye fonu na ufe assembly member vivento agaveji apeto eben honorable answer eye wona mienya be nu guy home wona as a 200 million Ghana cedis eno budget eme aben gbedodo vacho duplo lagbo enye nu ike deje fona yewo eye wona miega sego me hambe nicho that was around Wednesday ye contractor o we yokpa mo oversight over le pegging wa over the tepa okpom ike fia be le open okpokpo no a awole nkule de tepa on akpo be fike tututu edo aje gometry fike yiwa aye ejile avai anwunule tamia aho no chuchu ya apemia aide akpabubu ike fia be omengolo nya no view wo bel no si anu ike jidudu ya tan wole pe un tete me kple susu be yo che no akpo gbojuwe eye achefu ododo ike magava defu wu ale ike wo defu wa dodo wole tome yenyema na water regional minister apeto alobobuto James Gono ayi pakple ameyo ponko meyo dongwa yo otakpepe tamawo yo fugbemeto kwa mako fugbemeto ako awenu so the stakeholders included the project manager or contractor and the Ketu South Municipal Assembly. And this is aimed to address the delays in completing the 15-unit housing project meant for residents at Agaveji, Amutino, and Selakope coastal communities severely affected by the tidal waves. So the meeting was aimed at resolving the bottlenecks in the project execution and ensuring that displaced families receive the housing relief they were promised. And so during the discussions, each stakeholder provided update on their responsibility, highlighting key challenges that had stalled progress. It also became evident that the current site conditions were not suitable for construction completion, necessitating a more comprehensive engineering approach to ensure long-term stability. So the regional coordinating director, as Mr. Augusto Sawiti, joined the minister in posing critical questions to the project team and demanding clear timelines and action plans for the way forward. So, in his remarks, Minister reaffirmed his commitment to working closely with all stakeholders to ensure that the affected communities receive the support urgently needed. So, his very words to the people, uh, we recognize the agency of this project and the need to deliver sustainable solutions for our people. We will continue to push for swift actions and ensure that these families are not left without shelter. He assured. And he emphasized that beyond short term housing relief, the government was also exploring long term coastal protection measures to safeguard these communities from recurring tidal wave disasters. The engagement ended with renewed commitment from Ghana Gas and other stakeholders to fast track the necessary engineering assessments and resume work on the housing project as soon as possible. Kokwedia, akwako afueta year. Eke takpekpe no eji ma gbababia vovo over kude edo wunti ale ike ko edo heko eyiye afi ke edo vado plenuka we ava yiyeji ke Ghana Gas ena kakane jibe edo ma sefe ma ngoyi aloji yava blesusu be anu yo hia be do ne wa awo nwie. Those are the engineering works wa gbogbo nko ale de no ohun eyo heje gbagbam ho hele yo wa wo we susu be mi ano vi yo le akpa mala muganu to ame alodu ko pa akpa ma yo chenu wa kpo bodre akpota zio do pe ne bo pe hele hele yike la kota na wa adidi ejuna minister aga de jesi be yike wole nkulem de afi yike wa azio pe tadwa jidudu chele to senu wom plus sube achiafu ododo yike anye the long term measure a sustainable one ha elepa for vovo awodem plus sube akpama ha no akpo eme vava lei meko na fifi eme wa akpo tepera ada pe tado dodo awa ne wa alenkudem takpuede yenye nchocho yike egacho akpama heva na miape southern volta to you ekpo kuki achia fu opa gbojeje he heve now obu ibele yi yomea menya fi yo wa ano abenu to menewa no chocho vuvu yiwo ohia be ne wa adonu to meto gbo kleta pepe yo katan heleji nkle susube enu ne wa acho afo elabo na mi se gomebele gleti ya mea achia fu ega aji agbo nyanya be echiele jaja ta mi ho esebe abedu kome to enea le takpekpe yawo fe wowo vo megbe edo ayi eji ele yi nwento ji a yi ame yomia ati aka wana minu chocho mia ati aka kplo aho nu chocho le wogbo takpuede yenye eike kami le mia fa akpa ya vevede nye mia novi sala kope agaveji ble amotinu to mia pe nya sala mia ide edoji eye miaga alenkude nububu hunti the news and view segment pakpaji amia plomia gede na jojo ngolo pao pakpele pepe sao no you ha wolede anyi. It was an interesting weekend ayike mieko kpo miape IGP ye pedodo eye le pedodo mian vovo ha wo yeji ike mesoena amegede oviento la kpa ike gadadada ya menya opete over yeji abeji jo pokpo pakpade ne amegede ofo no koto ebe mehia. It's very unnecessary abe law enforcement agency wa alo service mehia be nu yi dumevio ono no fomto alo nu ike Bank of Ghana ntoma ajibe ne nyola be ne mi le daga osigba moro le jizo amoro le hacha le kemi no bele na ga menye nu ike enyu tututu a mele na mi be mi akpo nenem do ofe be yo no wa awo nu ike mi ekpo be wo wa ta ye la kpama ha enye nu ike ejo le kosira penu mele nu bubu vovo yiwo hele eji eye de kai ke aga akami vevi enye mi no vi yiwo o ko oyo wodoki obe yonye huku habobo nye concern that is Alliance of Drivers ayowe echo le dukome be yoji be yo dada devu Georgie mi penya selao le ke miele no foma o me dade vu Georgie Hadel ke vu kula de ke driver de ke la fi de ke ajibe ya adade vu do feji ale yi nwen toji a mi a wakachacha yo ohia bene mi a ohena no mekoko. So first the alliance of drivers that were, you know, trying to justify their increments. They are trying to increase transport fares by, we have various association of driver unions, okay, and the mother of OPT and the GPRTU. So since we have not heard from them yet, since they haven't met with the transport minister, awandeke le akpamawa nyahwe sebe mima aselemi antomia pentum la fi bamero kwede odo kyoji eike nuchuchu alota pepe gobui deke meyi eji hena nenem no mo mwa nemio pete mia asendike begbedidi mecho afideke eda sede dadade vujopenya deke ejio togbobe ameyo alo vukula pe habobo yi alliance of drivers so ocho be yo ya yo adare vu George la be le budget presentation ema yo mesebe ekeme yo pe tax yo ji obo no dele lo mamla yo mesenya de kesigbo ta yo jibe yo adare vu George meglebe GPRTU then the mother of all the transport alo the driver unions we ta yi kemi mekpo esenu chocho dekele wa ogbo in that regard or threaten or make any call and the ministry responsible he call on them benova dogo play ne yiwa dojewa elebe driver opete no adejesi miape vudo law ha no adejesi benenem asida dare vujo ji penya wo deke medo do come hadel yewenye numekoko yi ha ohia ben mia adade miapenya sela ogbo le akpaya ama jijo ne miapes la mesendo wala odo mi agbo a mia agede akpai ke mia ho miape la mesemenya kwele njojo bubu yo kata ehia benemia adade apenya sela ogbo kwa mia adede wogbo eyene fi yo kata ohia be mia awa kachachia ole kwa mia wonenem kachachia mao kele ji ya maga adonkwe jibe Salaria Ahmed and Optical Suppliers so nyame yo kpom ya pen kunya ogbo vevie magalala vuke ke hafi na aje nkuo ne je adachifa ne bia ne je vewa pe ayi de konjo la be ona mi esego me mi opete mi nyebe nkuo de kakwe bubu de ke mele afide ke aba akwa kodo etepo ta adecha agere ojo bua hojo da wasede fida ogbe no nyapo ndiga anyi wasede fie nga tonkwa obuho eye wo kpanyema memre da gbon ha ndikpa jiga asieke nene make holiday so ndikpa jiga asieke eye wa kpa le gave wole ho ground floor na Max International jipo ho fike Max International tola nemi gere ojia ome jijidale NHIS regional officer gbo le denu enyi chok agere yo cheji le first floor na Ivo story building miegede genu to amea Malekem doyo falo Malekem hospital ike ele Zumla headquarters megbe le West Trasako yapenya sela oho na insurance yao yoma ayo Equity Health Insurance, Glyco Healthcare, Ghana Association of Bankers Health Insurance, Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, Nationwide Health Insurance, Epes Health Insurance, Metropolitan Health Insurance, Acacia Health Insurance. Ne yo kata ola sio kwa agere oji. Wa wonku dodo kwa vuvovo na gankwu ike hia ha ahwe. Your 0544 927 175 0544 927 175 yenye Salaria Ahmed and Optical Suppliers store enya ikele wosia meko dade edwo jagbo apenya salamia ideji free SHS penya ogal mi apenya jojo me kokoko former finance minister iha enye amaike egere mi apenya jojo mara pa ike oko ngula gbalede OSP ekɔ yi na de avonu bene yi wa avonu anekpo nyadeka evelmenai ta no nyale ji kwa update ha wano mi agbodom yenye ema eye budget mepe nyawo kokoko mi gala kachachi wogena the various ameyu ho o allocation na ameyu ha allocation hey na alo de gade pomede sunu danyi beno akokpo fenu wa wegbo ni on ha le yi nwento jimi achi aka blewo mi ase wo pe enu chocho kude ega ko de danyi bene wa azana yo ha nene make eyokata wa yeji le miape nyajojo akpa ike mi de dadi ekole enku de miape nyajojo ngofa open le danyi o yonye the portals and then the papers. All right. So yo nya yo mi akodare wana pe akpai le ndi atoji mi akodo me chuchu yari. Oh. Okay. Enya ikebe dare ndi ya. Wow. Let's see. I may care like what the person has to say. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, Sergio.
Yes.
Zero.
Prometo.
Me kwenye foko mlayo.
Okay.
Me da pere na pete ba gbekandia. Be ma wu ka formule. La me seseme. Unwi ga kenani. Ale be toke ba etija. Tami da pene ma. Me di ma poncho na be budget o kona ki na be so takome. No la wa kwa le kude budget statement ajuru.
Welcome. Ese Edoto Radio.
Me do me okunjo pod budget review ndi.
Jabenye fieso. Akpebe gere ka jidabi jabeja fiese ye agbugbo po radio adabe fi ke he ilo todo de eya ye yo na me gboro be budget nya o leme na me yo ho allocations vovo ona like igwento mi agede oji egbe me danya re kedan me fuka fogbo ba me ke ne wa yo adeno jedodo mo me akodo me chuchokpo efide la fia.
It's the Global Morning Show. Global Morning Show.
our portals and start sharing with you what you need to know. Since we're back from the weekend, there's quite a number of stories for us to deal with this morning. So Ella just brought a few updates on what's on the papers, what has transpired over the weekend, and what other portals are reporting. So we're taking them one after the other. And quickly, I have some interesting ones here to bring to you from the Ghana Web, which is the first one says a cancel free SHS if students cannot be fed or accommodated. That is from the Otunfo. He is saying cancel free SHS if students cannot be fed or accommodated. And the president, we all remember Egbele Dongo, when he was presenting the State of the Nation, he stated categorically that John Dramani Mahama, will not cancel the free SHS. And then there was an allocation for the free SHS in the budget. And we had the education forum earlier on, of which we understand President Bewope experts knowledge will not gather dust on the show. Indeed, those reforms proposed by the stakeholders, the experts, you are the Mia will be implemented. And so, since the country was divided when this free SHS thing, the budget thinking that we're going to hear, bo mema aga IEAGO, but there we heard the finance minister say, yo ode ega home de den anyi na miape free SHS penyaw nene make amegedo cho obuibe no we wanye dodo yike amo na medata wa hefe kwa na wa ahefe na evia ke otufo ha egede enyawo ma alwa mo pejide has also waded into the conversation and saying that if students cannot be fed ne mata wa akpo me apesuku vioji ne molope man no wo siwa. That's one of the challenges we are faced with as far as this whole thing called free SHS is concerned la ekema no a cancel dodwa going forward with the president. So you are reviewing anyway, how are they going to review their free SHS? Some NPP members attacked me opinion marking on fast tracking vetting of Mohammed's ministers. So the fate he suffered, eke okpede Jokok Bolola John Dramani Mahama your announcement na efe cabinet minister. So I may you be ya what doc player opinion marking the minority leader. Be you unto efe party medo o attack ye de afo ike ye de be you no be ne you are at the church way vetting metete na to do liar wa yento mede na ekra provide evidence or I will sue Ama Dokua to Kwekuanan over malicious allegations. And no NDC executive will go hungry under this government, Joseph Yamin declared. Okay, so where would they get their monies from? If you say no NDC executive will go hungry under this government, what do you mean by that? Okay, Ralph A. Japan details how Dampare blocked police commanders' appointment. Alright, so over COP Mensa ties. Taheke IGP Hohwa, Dr. Kufu Dampare, Pededele officer, Ehenya Vuvu, Dedego, since the announcement was made that the COP Christian Tete Ionu has been appointed by the president to be the new IGP. Nyagedo for the thing, there's quite a number of issues people are, putting out there as far as the former IGP is concerned. So Ralph Japan is also detailing how Dampare blocked police commanders' appointment over COP Mensa's ties. So COP Mensa medonku nuyo edomodale the Buhaha Ike for Bugina Bufa Nyamokata Demia. Later we'll come back and see if we can touch on that. And blame game after the 2024 elections meets the 14 NPP gurus in verbal clash over election defeat. All right, so it's not over with the party that lost greatly in the 2024 election, and we have here Kennedy Japan will contest 2028 elections. That's his brother confirming that come 2028, Honorable Kennedy Japan will contest. And Catholic Church calls for review of free SHS and parental involvement in education funding. Like Megbeledongo, me free SHS in Yawa, Ogboga for the as far as the issues remain, Mehwe Sebe, Mima Atote, and Fufo Lenutu, Vasere Imeko. All the stakeholders were involving parents and the students themselves. Okpogbojoe le free SHS penyama wanye sukuwa yade anokpoji le kosra yo ko no kpoji hesronu wano kpoji akemo ano apeme le kosra yo ko jebene wano apeme akpo no adu akpo mlope ano during ope suku kpoji no. So Catholic Church ya ha pe yoyo yi wo mola but wa wu le nkude free SHS bakpale jilao fe wo fe le ofe suku ovi ofe suku de nyama allo ike oche wata wado beno si anu no achonwia beno wale nkude wonti akpaka ejila wale do wa we bene galasio ko na he ne gamela sio kwa ne na iya ye hanye akpadeka. Sam George went to the extreme in his politics. Apenyo marking on vetting bro haha. So after the vetting metote voology concerning you do modal vetting and so you can hear the honorable minority leader saying quite a number of things. Education policies must be revolutionary and not political. IK Jesse yele nyama dem de go ba suku nyao dodo yomi wa de suku nyao wa menye nu ike anye nu ike anye dunya gbogbolo pe nyao ke bon anye dodo yiwo ahetotro nwe akwako veneme pe suku de I was alone. Opinion marking on why he ran to the Supreme Court over vacant seat declaration. So last year Miedon Kweji he MPs do on the tickets of the NDC and then the NPP the independent. Ike ohia be Honorable Haruna Idrisu ne wa for the day ne nglagbele do the speaker and mo kata over UAG ba memo ne wa declare open seat vacant. Menye no ike va de kakamiko eko dako eva parliament meten ega enu anyi hewa open last minute do nwe wa ega phone koto he achebe he was alone. How was he alone? Le yi nwe to jimagwa trova abahale emedede nami. How GBC responded to Senor Hosi over claims of state broadcaster being overstaffed. So apeto ikewe nkwenye Senor Hosi ya GBC to over nan o do efe nyaune nyaiko glodongo be do kwafe do fe nya jojo do fe ikenye GBC a obo do la so gbere fun akpa yai yo chova enanu chochue le akpama kele eji ya miekpo what COP Yohonu said during Thanksgiving service after IGP appointment o tia miape po Victor pe gbedelagan odoe abeg gbedelagan ene eye lakpada wona mea eye wo henyado dego ihamava anaminu chuchuta amevenye ma fire raises parts of girls dormitory at Laboni Senior High School. It's also the unfortunate Ike Ejo Le Weekender from operating rooms to parliament chambers. The story of Dr. Grace Ayensu Dankwa. And Black Copper demands removal of all Chinese inscribed signposts in Ghana. Parliamentary committee pledges support for cultural and religious development. Miagakbo, the 24-hour economy boss, speaks at day 2 of Parliament Post budget workshop. Tano wo budget ever way in the workshop. The workshop mamea Fimayo or 24 America later there at the presidency not 24-hour economy. Apeto Gusitano. Yeah, enyawo de ego iha miava agede pe nyaume. So in the media budget review for my ubana egadige for the 24-hour economy. So here ewa explanations though I miava ako adare miagbo le wana pe eji. Despite his flaws, Dampare did some really good work. A verse from criminologist. Atobobe fobubo leji kude Dr. George Kufo Dampare pe ziji nono abe povito pe de bedela gainea. Criminologist ade le glombe. Togbobe ekwachocho do wa no pe domba ya gakea. Ega yeji ede alwe wonu nyuide o. Ike ehia be mi a adejesio eyenyi chomi o jesi dede ma. Decentralize and prioritize police welfare. Security expert tells no IGP. Decentralize and prioritize police welfare. Povito pe enya ega le mi apenya jojome. Enye nuchocho ike ukole opek bedela gan enam. Beno vak povito pe do hunde. Nde se ande mega va chigen. Wona be no no adidi no ado anyi gba metogbo. Bole susube amesia mato akpo egumele do me wa devina edo fa. Kwa klope de die no no nya oche. Ne wanyonde ike wale nkudon vevie. There is nothing like the Dankwa Buzia tradition. Historian Anoche Frempong ye Edema Hanglo. And we have only 13% of traffic lights in Accra are functioning. National Security, National Safety Campaign. Toyewe Henu Chuchuma ha dego. And did Baumia's head nodding count as budget debate? Adongo mocks NPP. And Dr. Baumia wants to me and others attend funeral of Trinidad Focus mother. Then we have Martin Pebu demands legal reforms to restrict police home raids. Senyala Martin Pebu ike eno oral team meme. Oko hena nuchuchu koko nuchuchu hekoko na duko polola le do iko dasi na omea ye ha efo nukoto nuchuchu ike enu anyi mifonu gede kude unti yenye amo povito pe gegede amo papeme bele bene wakpo esede ne no anyi wako akpo nenem no. But to wrap up here we have Dr. Zaneta Rollins calls for immediate action to address flooding in Klote Kole. And you chija ye me egasebe epenu tometo echi hedefuna me yonu olno olele se wata pepe me echi edefuna. So I said a task force the president has formed but no akpo flooding ya obua. If that will be decentralized, I would love it so much. It shouldn't just be in Accra. Bemenya egeto de deko echi nechi javo o gbagbana kaka aida mo papa me fia so ma mododo ojio. Ele mi ache mi agbo le fi tanu ava no achokaba be mi ache mi atomava aide egentoto sogel. Ma aide gentoto sogel le mo inu be mi aje ho to de mi ape echi mo oji amedeke mele kpo ame wa to ho vo kaka gbevo apa wa banglo dare ho jina be produce permit na mi he to ho vo me to ho nyu apa banglo dare be produce permit kemika kana kpo kwa the people are moving alofia say o gere me ho that that task force can be decentralized at the miaji mi apenya sala ko le susube miaje gomelali Vivien tole hunu to me the other areas so nye flood prone areas wa be mi aje afforded nenem adumevio kaba hafi wavai ado megbe. No president, MP or political party can intimidate me. Reverend Kusi Boateng. Yeah, pe the NSS boss. Top a picture. Ye trend na vivirento. And inside a family dispute over the vast estate of late Nigerian billionaire Herbert Wigwe. Alright, so me penya salama ko Ghana webto. Asede afi akwa akpagbanton. Eye mia atrova la be epo gandre minute wi enyi akpa iko le be mi ahela mesemenya o ave nami ta ne mi a ayide akpa ma ne mi a ahoe no chochoma o ave nami And we're moving on with health tips. And this morning we're looking at hypertension among the aged, and Mr. Wisdom Adai will help us have this discussion. Tanzia mina mkulegede tanya ikenye hypertension le amechichiu ome ale ike onye fudede eye nuyo edu ogocho me nenye be hypertension le miape amechichiu nu nuko mbubu yiwo oten ehe akoko venal eye ale ike miaten awase totro le wonu resusu be avai ayede nububu ehege ave play ke mia akọ achi enua yewenye nuvo yo mia lenkude ndia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing well.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for joining us once again in the studio. So I think we'd have to start with hypertension first. And briefly, you tell us what hypertension is. I we'll focus on the aged. Like we'll call the funalo hypertension among the aged. Tamia kpoda la mechichio domede. Like we'll call it for them na mechichio. Apa boso sode. Like we'll call it the rate at which we're there for na mechichio. And then the rest of the questions will follow.
Okay. And so, good morning to our cherished listeners, and good morning to your very good self and your crew. Yedon dina mia penya salau kata undi amidibe mia adoje kude husogbodon. We want to talk about hypertension this morning, and when we talk about hypertension, it is also known as high blood pressure, and this is a chronic condition or a medical condition where the force of blood against the walls of the arteries is consistently too high. Fiabe unsen ike evu hin abe wako ato evu kaome esia yikulela unsen ma enonaji alegbegbe nukawe nana be unsen ma nonaji gbanto enyebe lenemie le chichim kwa evu kao ha ole gbojogbojo gake no ole gbojogbojo anu iva jona nyebe ovasina alo liana le miape untin lame eye miape nududu veveto aminuo ha he mieduna ya ha akpade ova china evukawo me yike wone be evukawo me va mia na wale yike o jebene no eye no mia wale yike o jebene no eva wone be ne evu abe ya to vukawo ma be amia ha va chi evukawo me ta na be o mia na be unsen yike ji ahia be wako pump evu to other parts of the body. It's really very high.
Okay.
As I was saying, the blood vessels, as we age, they lose their elasticity and become stiff. And as they become stiff, also there are deposits of cholesterol within the blood vessels, leading to the difficulty that the heart needs to be able to pump blood to every other part of the body. No blood bona amea no level ade. For us to talk about hypertension, the normal blood pressure of an adult should be around 120/80 millimeter per mercury. That's the reading, 120/80 millimeter per mercury. But if you have hypertension, it means that consistently more than twice or 3 times your blood pressure has been above or around 140/90 millimeter per mercury. Benewa globe husogbodola merewa kene obla bona mea ejebe aboba blala na no abe alafa deka bla ene de bla siekeji ta hafimi atang globe ka kemenye dokwa blezi deka no le nenema ko be husogbodola mea hu awo ke bon ejebe ne no nenema wuzi deka lo zie vezie ton hafi wa tang globe o nyatepe nyebe husogbodoa ele ameya hu vava.
Okay. All right. So, nu yo eton eheneve gbanto ejeje se ne minya le chichi kwa me pe pukao me pukao pe me dede aloje mamia me pe nu wo walk away alo me chichi on to pe nu wo wade we ehena dolele yakoko pukame mamia yakova na wojia alo ya ne nya je chichi ko nyenu lebe ne wa me chichi de siande.
Okay, akpe menye nu nye nona amechichi de sia de hu ya. Mi agloba ebusogbodo risk factors dole. Magbanto magloba age. Ikenye mi ape epe yo kele mi asi. etsa va yia eʋusɔgbɔdɔ ne wogblɔa ametsitsiwo ŋu dzako nɔna alo ya wo ɖena funa ta edze be naxɔ abe ƒe 40 kɔ yina ya wòaɖe fu na wo gake egbe mea with the age distribution hã ɖeviwo kekeake hã le fu yawo kpem nanewo li ke abe ame ɖewo no fɔ fu hã efua te hena ʋusɔgbɔdɔ vena wo dzi ta magblɔ be age nye enu gbãtɔ yi ke míata ƒo nu tso be the more we grow older the more we are likely to develop hypertension gake menye fia be ametsitsiwo ɖeɖe ko abe le megblɔ do ŋgɔ evelia nye race be míame yiwo ke tso ameyibɔ nyigba dzi abe Africa alo African Americans la numekuku ɖe fia be ʋusɔgbɔdɔ ya ɖena fu na mí awu yevuwo yenye akpa vevelia yi ke nye race susu aɖewo li ta yi ke woku nu me wòɖe fia be eɖena fu na mí ɖe míawo míaƒe nuɖuɖuwo ŋu hã ta ɖe mawo ta bebetɔ African Americans wo nuɖuɖuawo ɖewo aminuwo suna gbɔ le me the junk foods fast food numawoe wɔne nenema risk factor atɔ̃lia yi ke míagblɔ nye obesity yi ke míaƒe alãme kpɔkpɔ vivivo yi ke nye obesity fia be ama lolo tso ma wu ale yi ke wòdze be nenɔ ne ekɔ ama ƒe kɔkɔme kɔ kpe ƒe lolo me ke woata gblɔ be ame ya elolo akpa ame yawo ƒomevi hã efia be woƒe dzi ƒe dɔwɔwɔ ana be ʋusɔgbɔdɔ ya ate ŋu ayi fu ɖe ge na wo yi ke nye obesity elabena fat sugbɔ ɖe alãme na ame yawo tɔgbe ame bubuwo míata gblɔ be those who live sedentary lifestyle afia be ame yawo mewɔna lãmesẽ fefe kametete aɖeke o these people lack physical activities ta wotɔ ko nye be woɖi le ʋu me woge ɖe office wonɔ anyi ne etsiwo be yewoano hã edze be woneyɔ ame aɖe ne wole TV gbɔ le hall me hã edze be woneyɔ gbɔvi aɖe be neva ku tsi na yewo nu yawo tɔgbi wɔnɛ be wova kpɔna lãmeawu ale si ke wòdze be nenɔ ta ena be woƒe ʋusɔgbɔdɔ ya ete ɖena fu na ame yawo ƒomevi yi ke nɔna this sedentary lifestyle yi ke mewɔna lãmesẽ fefe aɖeke o ame yawo tɔgbi womata zɔ azɔli even for 1 kilometer kura hã la aɖe fu na wo ta these are sedentary lifestyles eɖe yi ke míagaƒo nu tso nye míaƒe nuɖuɖu abe le megblɔ do ŋgɔ enea míame yiwo ke ɖuna edze sugbɔ edze ne dze mete nua nyuie o la fia be vivisese mele mo ta ya hã edze ɖulawo ame yiwo ke ɖuna aminu elabena míegblɔe be amia ƒe dɔwɔnae nye be ava akpa ɖe ava tsi ʋukawo me ana be ʋukawo me na mia edze hã ƒe dɔwɔna ne kɔ dze kɔ da ɖi ɖe nu yi wɔna nye be elɔna tsi vana eɖokui ŋu ta ne míeɖu dze yawo la instead of be etsi ke hiã be ʋukawo me na bɔbɔ abe le hose me bɔbɔna ene edzea va lɔna etsi le ʋukawo me kɔ yina na kidney'a ta ne wodzɔ nenema koa ʋukawo me va liana nu mawo tame yiwo ke dɔ yawo ɖena fu na ase be megaɖu dze zã o na ate ŋui kura megaɖui kura o kple eɖewo hã nye processed food nye nuɖuɖu yiwo ke wo process le factory egomenuwo hã fia be cube alo dze yi ke sunu le me esugbɔ ale gbegbe ta ame yawo tɔgbi hã le woƒe nuɖuɖuwo me they are likely to develop hypertension ame mamle yiwo ke míaƒo nu tso nye ame yiwo ke nona aha sesẽ alo aha muamewo kple nu muamenolawo hã nu yawo eɖena fu na míaƒe ʋukawo vevetɔ nicotine ɖena fu na míaƒe ʋukawo be ewɔna be ʋukawo me va liana yi ke na be eʋua megate ŋu tona ʋukawo me nyuie o ta these are some of the risk factors we can talk about.
All right. Eke miele nko the risk factors wa mia akpo ne we preventive measures dole mo ike no mia atoa hemona olo alo akọ awas atroasi le wonwe.
Yo akpe ta ne mi be mi atroasi le ʋuka alo ʋuka mema mia dɔ yi ke nye ʋusɔgbɔdɔ wa mia tangblɔ be miaƒe nuɖuɖu enye enu gbãtɔ be miaɖu nu nyuie be edze megasugbɔ le ma kpa o amia hã míadze agbagba be míaɖiɖi amia dzi akpɔtɔ ale gbegbe. Atikutsetsewo ɖuɖu hã enyo na mí, amagbewo ɖuɖu ele vevie, be ne míeɖu nu yawo tɔgbeya ade mía dzi be ami mava tsi míaƒe ʋukawo me na mí o. Velia yi ke míagblɔ nye míaƒe lãmesẽ fefe wɔnawo. Míadze agbagba be regularly we would exercise our body, we would engage ourselves in physical activities. Be mí maɖu nu ko amlɔ anyi alo aɖu nu ko anɔ teƒe ɖeka dɔ ɖeke mawɔmawɔ ta ahiã be míawɔ lãmesẽ fefe aɖe. Ne ɖu nu vɔ yi ke wòhiã be na azɔzɔli vie le efi ele hafi agbɔ va aƒeme hã hafi ale tsia enyo be nawɔe nenema. Weight management hã ele vevie be míakpɔ gbɔ be mí ma akpɔ lãme fũu akpa o. Le yevuwo gbɔa ame aɖewo va na Afrika míkpɔ be sia yi wole zɔzɔm menye naneke ta yi o, eɖewoe nye be therapy alo treatment dzi wole be woazɔ azɔli aburn some amounts of calories within their system or fat hafi atrɔ gbɔ va. Ta le mía gbɔ le fi abe honutɔ me mekpɔna ame aɖewo wozɔna alo wosina du alia TV pole le memɖagbo vivitɔ. Ne wo hã le dua me le míaƒe ŋkɔse ma ata ŋu wɔ wɔna ya. Ne mata si du hã ata azɔ azɔli le dua me gake kpɔ gbɔ be azɔ azɔli be ʋu megalɔ o. Eyi ke míagaƒo nu tso nye nu yi ke míawɔ atsi nu yawo tɔgbi nu nye be míaƒe numɔamewo nono míaɖiɖi wo dzi akpɔtɔ. Vevitɔ aha sesẽwo nono kple siga kple nu bubuawo míadze agbagba be míaɖiɖi wo dzi. We try to limit the intake of alcohol and then the smoking. They would also help us to reduce or minimize the rate at which hypertension is likely to affect us.
Okay. So mia amechichi ndi amene nkolela amechichi onu ale ke buso bodoko hede afuna moji otona vana ale mi atatrasile nu ale ke mia achienu glepenglepo a mi elenkude onu ta mamle efiabe kpode mi agbo bene mi awo emel ndo kple soso be mi ape amechichi o wa ano agbedidi kple lamese nenye be mi ewade nu yo katan ofia meji ndi akwa ne mi ano lamese. All right, so mi akwa poeta apoeta na mi kple the prevalence rate ale ike o college le mi ape konji Whole Teaching Hospital.
Yo akpe ne mi be prevalence rate efia be leke do college. I would say that hypertension is one of the most common cardiovascular diseases worldwide. And then, as I said, it is very, very common amongst the black race. And so it is important we as Africans or as Ghanaians, we do everything possible to prevent this very condition. Megblobe edoya ebodemi ameyibo dukɔwo me ale gbegbe vevitɔ le Ghana ekɔwo dzi fia nu yi ke dzena nye be ame sia ame yi ke edzidɔ aɖe le fu ɖem na koa edze be ʋusɔgbɔdɔ ne ɖe fu na ma eye ʋusɔgbɔdɔ ya evana kple dɔléle bubu aɖewo. Ne ʋusɔgbɔdɔ ɖe fu na wo teƒe didi ko ne mekpɔ nyuie o la edze be wo ayiku alo dzitodzito hã ne ɖo dɔ ta edze be míkpɔ gbɔ be mía atsi nu ya nu. Magblɔ be le míaƒe kɔwo dzi dɔ ya sugbɔ ale gbegbe be ne yi ɖe ʋusɔgbɔdɔ clinic alo hypertension clinic la akpɔ be amewo sugbɔ, amewo le nu ya me tom. Megblɔ do ŋgɔ be ɖeviwo kekeake hã fifia ɖe míaƒe nuɖuɖuwo ta woawo hã wole fu yawo katã kpem. Gake le eyawo katã me magblɔ be míƒo nu tso nu yiwo ke míawɔ atsi wo nu gakea amatsi alo atike zazã nye nane yi ke le vevie. Ta ne eli yi ke ekpɔ be signs and symptoms aɖewo li wòdze be nakpɔ anya be nu yawo le fu ɖem na yi abe eta ɖui vevie vevitɔ eta ƒe akpa ɖeka ko anɔ wo ɖum vevie ɖe alo eta ƒe ŋkume ƒe akpa dzi ngonu anɔ lém vevia edze be nanya be nane le fu ɖem na yi. Anɔ anyi ko woƒe ŋku manɔ nu kpɔm nyuie o, ŋku anɔ kpekpe na o edze be nanya be nane le fu ɖem na yi. Ame aɖewo nɔ li ko be yewoƒe akpa ɖeka le kuku ɖe yiwo ŋu alo li ko be afɔ le kuku ɖe yiwo ŋu womata nɔ anyi ko asi maku ɖe wo ŋu o. Ame yawo tɔgbi katã fia be eʋu kawo me le mamia na mi yi ke wòahiã be ne míava kɔdzi woado mí kpɔ menye vɔvɔ womega vɔ be ne yewo ko woalɔ amatsi na yewo ne wova dodokpɔwo li woato wo me katã hafi woana woanya be eʋutsɔgbɔdɔ ya ele ŋu alo mele ŋu ne wohiã na amatsi woana wo ne womehiã na amatsi o hã woana woanya menye wo katã hã hiã na amatsi o abe le yi megblea eɖewo lãmesẽ fefewɔwɔ nuɖuɖu kple agbenɔnɔ nyui nɔnɔ koa atana be eʋusɔgbɔdɔ ya enu atsi.
Okay. If question, mamleto mama dada ya. Enye be ne odefu na ofunde ya mabato wa hedole le bubuve. Ke le mian novi yo mekpo chi bo ape dole vusogbo dole fude na wa. Ele bobo de be ndo le wa ikebe vusogbo doa agava no fudem na ole wole ba defu na be oza na atike. Amia globe to win yourself of the drug. Ndele ike waton awo be waton akpede un be o maton agava no atike jalo ebusogbodo avo e o maga no atike za o ba ye de efu ala ba me do glo be ne la atike zam fun o che a cha ga de efu na wa benchu ene.
Okay, mi agblɔ fifie yike nye nyateƒe matrɔmatrɔ nye be eƒusɔgbɔdɔ nye dɔ aɖe yike ne wòva eteƒe didina hafi wòvana eye ne wòva ata wɔ nane tso ŋu be adzo abe ɖekakpui ɖetugbui woƒe akpadzia nui ata wɔ tso ŋu be wòadzo koe nye be akpɔ nuɖuɖu nyawo gbɔ. Egbe mi gblɔ be ɖeviwo hã kpena fu ya elabena ne edze yi ke sunu edawo kɔ ɖanu ya wo hã le ɖuɖu ge ami yi ke sunu le nuɖuɖua me ya ɖum wo hã le ta with family la wogblɔ ne be it is sometimes genetic enɔna ƒomewo me ta ne wòle dziwò la ŋu la edze be evia hã ne ele ŋu nɔ ge le tsitsi me alo le ɖevi ɣeyiɣi aɖewo me elabena nuɖuɖuawo katã le mɔ ɖeka dzi ta ame yawo tɔgbuiwo edze be miakpɔ gbɔ be alo miakpɔ gbɔ be woƒe nuɖuɖuwo nato vovovie awu mi tsitsiawo tɔ vevitɔ le amagbe nyawo ƒe akpa dzi le ami ɖuɖu elã ɖuɖu vivivo nyawo ƒe akpa dzi le blema ŋɔlia ne miatɔwo gbɔ tso agble wowu nukpui lã alo wu lã bubu aɖewo kɔ vea alo wu gbɔlã ɖewo yine le dzo dzi amiawo na tsyɔ hafi woakɔ ƒo detsi gake fifia ɖe mieɖunɛ be ne eyi míaƒe tsɔbawo na ami mele detsia dzi oa fia be detsia mavivi o ta nu mawoe nye nu yiwo ke ɖena fu na mi ta míaɖe kuku be ne wonya trɔ ɖe nuɖuɖu nyawo ŋu lãmesẽ fefe nyawo ŋu edze ɖuɖu vivivo sukli alo suga ɖuɖu vivivo woɖiɖi dzi kpɔtɔkɔa ate ŋu aɖiɖi dɔlélia ŋu be womaganɔ amatsi dzi ɣeyiɣi didi o.
All right, that's fine. Akpe mexɔ se be eya ɖo míaƒe míaƒe babiawo wonu eye ŋuɖoɖo yiwo míedi be míasea mie esewo ame yi ŋkɔ miese tso míaƒe dɔyɔƒe gã Whole Teaching Hospital Pet of Wisdom adai yeva efia nu mi le egbatɔ ŋuti ŋutsɔdzoragbe miaga adogo akpe. to take you to the portals, to take you to the papers, and share with you what they have been saying. We're back from the weekend, and whenever we are back from the weekend, it means we have a lot to share with you, our dear listeners. So make sure, if possible, everything there is there to know, we'll share them with you. And I'll be joined in studio by Frank Abo, and he'll be helping me to do this morning's discussion. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Hope you're doing well.
Very, very well. And you?
Yeah, I can't complain.
Well, so quickly let me take you to the papers. Today I have a lot of papers here, but most of them is dominated with Ken Furiata and Kisia Jaben issue. So,
Okay.
but let me start with sports. Um, the graphic sports reports that it's a redemption time for Otoado to Stars. So Jordan lead the troop to World Cup qualifiers, and we understand Friday they are going to play their first second to last. Is it second to last? Yes. Level 2 matches, so they'll play the first one on Friday, and Otoado is saying something on that. Then let me go to the Daily Graphic. They said the Miss, well, let me say, Madam Elizabeth, the Trade Minister, is speaking here. Say inferior cement on market. New manufacturers violate production process. So that is on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Then there's something say be bold in expanding your business. EcoBank executive urge women. So this is a call for women to be bold and expand their businesses. And over the weekend, I heard the regional minister also say women grow faster in business. When you give them something small, they expand it quickly. Then the national voice of Ken Oforiatta sue OSP for declaring him wanted. Again on that same page, Reverend Kusi Boatin is in the news. Say, I am innocent. Then GGA calls for action against illegal mining. The Informer, Mahama calls for bold initiative from SOEs. Then Jim Mesa is also here proposing something. He said addressing rejected ballots. The way in terms of the election, during elections, the number of rejected ballots or spot ballots they recorded, I think it's becoming a headache. So she's proposing e-voting. She's proposing e-voting. So the question is how ready are we, Ghanaians?
Is it just about the proposal of a new reforms all the time? We want to bring this on board all the time. Somebody is proposing something new.
Yeah, well.
Or it is about the education, creating the awareness and people knowing that this is how you must vote.
Maybe
and
that's
when you go, don't intend. If you know you are not going to vote, why do you go and waste our paper?
yes, that is another issue
Why
too.
do you go and waste it?
And the e-voting thing, how ready are the telcos for us? Up to now, there are places that there is no network. You go there and the things are not working. Even look at the registration, they have to do registration offline and be doing certain things later. Then the Daily Ghanaian Guide. Labour Minister assures reforms during visit to Labour Commission and NPRA. And then also on the same page, cocoa cooperatives seek representation in decision making as they launch an umbrella body. The Business and Financial Times. Citrus industry faces liquidity crisis. Farmers struggle with payment delays. Stakeholders call for urgent financial intervention to prevent industry collapse. That is those who are into fruit juice production. Then let me take you to the custodian. Dampare shows gratitude to Ghanaians. And also on the same page, CDM fight Mahama over mass dismissal, demand immediate reversal. Quickly, say do one fast. Then a minority is calling on Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman. Say please join the debate on the budget. They say you are too quiet. The first female vice president. They say please join the debate. So as I saw, there's a picture of Honorable Boama here calling on the vice president. Then the former finance minister is also speaking on the front page of the Daily Dispatch. Said there was no budget allocation for 24-hour economy. That is Amin Adam, MPP. The Chronicle. Security force soup on 3 foreign illegal miners. Then the small-scale miners hail Gold Board vow to fight for fair and competitive pricing of gold. So it's not as if this illegal mining things coming to an end now. Daily Post. Swiftly tackle bribery in the police service. President Mahama urged the new IGP. Government reduces passport fee from 500 cedis to 350. 2025 budget has good prospects. Let's be patient. Economists to Ghanaians. NPA donate Ramadan package to National Chief Imam for the needy. I always have problem with this. You are the CEO of the state-owned enterprise. Just dip your hand in, take money, and say you are going to do donation here and there. Meanwhile, there are things we need to do with the money. The viole atigo megale no sono classrooms work in Mikolo. The Ghanaian Times. I will work with utmost seriousness. New IGP assures. Then GJA demands full-scale investigation into attack on 3 journalists covering illegal mining. Ghana Post to integrate 24-hour economy into operations. Wow, into their operations. Then the other last paper here, Daily Guide. Euphoria Tasu OSP over fugitive tag. Then 56 illegal miners arrested in Western region. That is for the papers this morning.
All right, quite a number of stories there. And on the issue of no funds being allocated to your 24-hour economy, but we all heard the budget. And it was stated that the presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy, Gositano, will be back to Parliament. And even during the parliamentary workshop, he was there, and a number of issues were dealt with. That in the mid-year budget review, there will be a funding for the 24-hour economy. Because on the floor of Parliament, he stated and that he will be back for Parliament and presenting the policy to Parliament. So when you go to the page 54 of the budget, you have under the section 4, key policy initiatives and resource allocation. So point 191 says, Mr. Speaker, the key policy interventions to support the economic transformation and job creation agenda include the following. That is 24-hour economy, aimed at stimulating economic growth by creating an enabling environment for businesses and institutions to operate 24/7 in 3 shifts of 8 hours each to boost production, promote productivity, and generate well-paying jobs. We will be presenting the policy to Parliament in due course for consideration. Accordingly, the Labour Act, the GIPC Act, and other enabling legislations will be reviewed. And the rest of the policies, the other policies, are initiatives that are going to enable employment were also stated below the big push and the rest. So aside that, why do you have to come up again aside the budget
I don't
and
know
be
what
crying foul?
I don't know their intention of saying some of these things as if
They want the 24-hour economy to be implemented just as the free SHS was
process.
implemented.
Well, even
Hurriedly
yes, that
implement.
is me to my core. That's me to my core that certain things are done anyhow. They should just do it and later they'll prepare the papers.
Why don't we just wait for them to keep? Yes, you would say that when they have already, thought through, but it needs something do it. 24-hour, 8 hour shift.
Yes.
So I think the youth should also take their time and rather expect the government to carefully come up with the project where we can even start piloting it from some places, not just implementing it across the country and it's become one of the problems just as the free SHS
Yes.
we have with us here. Me, as for me, that's how I would want to see it. The angle from which I'm seeing it. Like when you know ko cover ko and I base a campaign promise and no baje go melali, no je go gbada ko. Eba chimoji. But since he was in the during the workshop in due time me a hemo kata cover and then me the media budget review mega gigio so me a anomoko me for that one. And our city news we have Oforiata will be declared wanted if he misses June 2 deadline. OSP 1. So
Already is in court.
first, you have been taken to court by the former finance minister Ken Oforiata. So he is back in the news. This is the third time. The first one has to do with the letter to the OSP that he wants his legal team to expedite action to solve any other issues with him and the OSP very early. No one they say and waka waka back. And then maybe his advisor say you cannot leave it there. You have to sue some people. And I've been at for one medal. You have to test the law. And he came back again suing the two senior police officers. You among others. Maybe the Deva invade Apemo, but you will sue. I'm sure maybe no sue for Elames will sue over here. Say your chopper and wawa. Then the latest one has to do with the suing of the OSP. And as if the OSP will be G3, I still have comments to make, even though we are in court. Also declare you a fugitive of justice, and you'll be back onto the wanted list again. We'll be looking for you. The whole world will hear of you again, just as you claim your reputation has been, tarnished. That be June 2. I want to do be ya trog body. No menya no me trogbo. Elmi UK be me dio ya kumiaga wana. T-bill yields drop further as government record slides over subscription. And treasury bill, one of the ways in Johemia pe economy sepo namile yapala jia. Mo yoji jidudu atwa boga domestically. Yakwa kokpom yape ngoinya obodo metore kan treasury bill. Oje gomba ho. And it was hamoyi fun alegbegbekeje more than expected. Yenye guy get jidudu hedore dumevi ogbo mene ya ko akpomia ganya ogbo yobe the yield drop further as government records slight over subscription. That if you percentage hona yanye wo jijire ji akpo a eleka moga wa sogbo fun ya ne jidudu bi aga maintain ya mava de oju da okpo dun ye wo be nu ike ji popore ji ka ro jijire ji ka va DDVA. Then we have government to amend PPA Act to promote local manufacturing. Goes a tunnel. All right, so it's part of the 24-hour policy initiatives. I feel my with the PPA Act to promote local manufacturing. La government who wasitotro le esema wunti. Then BPS to Yohono. Public service needs more than popularity. Public service needs more than popularity. And I am sure, even though I've not read the details out to you yet, will be in regarding what happened. So the Bureau of Public Safety has emphasized the need for strong transformative leadership in Ghana's public service following the removal of Dr. George Akuffo-Dampare as Inspector General of Police. Dr. Nana Yao Akwada, Executive Director of Chief of Party of the Bureau, in a statement highlighted the challenge of leadership within Ghana's complex institutional framework. Dr. Akwada acknowledged the appointment of COP Christian Tete Yohonu as Dampare's successor, describing him as a well-regarded leader with broad support. However, he cautioned that popularity alone is insufficient for effective leadership. He further noted the difficulties of navigating Ghana's cultural and institutional dynamics while maintaining accountability in a democratic framework. Dr. Kwada pointed to the past leaders such as Dr. Stephen Adey of Gimpa, Dr. Charles Rekubrobre at the Volta River Authority, and Dr. Kwabena Frepo Boateng at Kolebu Teaching Hospital as examples of transformative figures whose efforts were stifled by a system resistant to change. And reflecting on Dampare's tenure, Dr. Kwada urged stakeholders to ensure that the public confidence built under his leadership is not eroded. He emphasized the importance of fostering accountability and transformative leadership to strengthen Ghana's public institutions. So popularity, hey. I'm saying it's different from a door. So no called do that's in our door. And I went no be hey. All the door. You okay? I got do hey. Let up no do with that. Far Guards Laboni SHS dormitory. The incident, the sad one to hit at the weekend. Senor Hosi, I don't see gold board failing if fundamentals are right. Abose Okai spare parts dealers deny price hike links to fare increases. The Abose Okai told spare parts dealers where you will do Alliance of Drivers stop and young now. The spare parts of G. Moment me feji pro finance minister pe budget le make bolobe yo the tax leke le moment mi jiwa ena tabe yo jibe yo dare furu feji afoso katoba onyama melemo yo le jidudu ya te yo me oda dareke lenu ji hadola bendeke metro la fideke ika hia bene yo oda dare ji otanyama gbolole enyama melemota etuko metobeten wa maga ho nyama de menao
even kwa minister se kwa jiboga wo de gele.
Yeah, we understand the legiva iho, the legi zevalo zetondeva iho. So we are expecting there will be a further reduction in fuel prices. And the further reductions, they are not calling for further reduction in transport fares, but rather calling for an increment. That's very sad. Kwachi Ofosu, Dampare remains valuable, should be in high demand. And one thing is when there is a deduction, whether 0.01, still let us know. But you ya mi jepela 0.01. O de lemelo coins o de 20 pesos legilo. I cannot da 50 pesos legia. The come potato was say. I cannot de legia mi asi.
Mega senior.
So that's from Fosukwachi. But Dampare remains valuable, should be in high demand. High demand by who?
Oh yes, and you may not bloody. So with whatever you make wala dokesunu who why. Is you'll be in high demand for some other country. If Ghana, you Ghanaians, you don't need him. Our Kunabe, some other countries, some other African countries who are facing security issues here and there, will come and pick him, give him juicy packages to come and work for them.
I think Canada has given him that chance to, you know, to prove his capacity. So if they say they don't want you again, so go back, and someone else steps in, and another country institution believes that it is still Ghana that gave you the chance to prove yourself.
No, yeah, it's fine. So that's what he's trying to say.
Just as Yao Dombelevo was speaking out. It happens. So we have the fine brains, but politically we don't allow them to freely work. And we render them useless.
I remember Dampare has its weak parts. I kind of like going to the issues over the weekend. Make Bobela Benyan view or Gake in terms of negative, but the positive overshadows the negative. Yes.
Scrap COVID-19 levy as promised, and here what challenges government.
But finance minister laid the bills.
Yeah. So we yet for it to be. Our, you know, in opposition, you still need to make sure that You remind the government, since you have been given the chance to speak. Monacote cautions against increased levy on mining sector. And we have Ghana faces security crisis as illegal weapons flood streets. Experts want. So last year, I realized that we had quite a number of issues concerning illicit, the illegal weapons that people are having, whether legal, illegal, by the influx, the rate at which kaka ko gbin amere de tu edda amere le social media ele gun brandishing.
Yes.
And the cause is a cause for worry. Yata expect o peta pepe a we de go be ninyi mele nkude aleke illegally amo possess weapons wa o limited to the car weapons for you and like amosia anye food there, because last year was election year, and whatever reason it came here about mono possess gun in the name of they are protecting themselves against whatever. Yon talk we atama aga dem enami. Galamsey threatens bee populations, honey production. NAS experts one.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you be me that's the sugar me do anyichi. If you anyichi eke zo sugar totoe. Le ACM and amole no follow it's been adulterated. Yeah, galamsey torture wala tiewe
Chapte ho foran me no la chola ho foran.
Be yo le sika
Sika dile gome.
Nudo cho o depend na that theology heavy o elan vovo ati o cho pepe so sogbo menye mi o de be shelter lo na temperature pe nya wa lo chijaja climate pe nya o de ko mi ano vi anyo me no vi onyo ake o menye na me no vi le go de nu o cho wo pele o be ne mi me pogbo wa anye fude de na manyichi e fe be no si anu kule ne mi mele for de nu o fifi ola ele you can me jibe mi adu mi anto mi apenu egbere. We can never achieve that. The dollar brochi eji ko mi agava
Very soon start eating artificial honey.
Yes. Because ne ani bees VO hole. Mi still kwapo che mele apa po pure honey. Apple mele.
If you crash access and pay agava ye kwa anyi boda tide on let tefede. Chanki mi kaka eva ye ko within some seconds ko overboard if me ho. Yes. Kaka chogajo. Alo amere ba. Odewe. Amere so fifie honestly whether mega le magbrobe mi on to mi la ti opiti ocho atike to nketa he anyi hia vulete pere hia va boda atiwe gomela for me mega ocho ati opiti for the area vo.
Yani metro nova ya mi jinya ko wale mi atere.
We nto ebe ne yodinya ne menya dinya lo ko ma temi o che jefe ko diole aida be okponde la tie make over you know the extract na those juice we that knows be flour till la po me ya o se sente over juice a pick pain ne menya dinya lo ko no ya pick ibo ko ojo they are always on the go to look waba yi abajo ya ba agaba borete fa bubu ta na dinya lo ya yo cho akwepewe.
Okay, so yenye another expert so pe no popo be ne jidudu ikekwa maka nye jidudu keke ake ntokwa chepe nya ele me nto meto mi adejesi.
Yes.
Be ndo le mi agbo o de vida mi onye anyi ne mi lati ocho already me invade the habitat of quite a number of animals species so omega
yes
o bunu gbagbe video pete omega le mi adomo and edoche wenye mi afa spraying yayo
chake mi chakwa fie me ko mi dunu ko ebe ano yin gbavere ya no blog jivire kakara ya kwa tetewe egbe mega le o
ele
mega ball because spraying no yo pete ugun gbagbe fi mo pete vo
boyo choba no pieces do pick
yes
layer
keke ko yedo me aba add enu nyame de do anyigba
e kwa driver and jijilo
me le po edidi zanwe oh pe maga kere on le gbomo because
early morning le anyigba to me head to na do that worms do no na kolovio
mega ball fifio mega ball amo dagbele gan kra spraying wa ole ebe
Anyway, so me alem kude nu yo nu wale mi valo ho dem me a o pe nu gbele po an atwanye good master so for me o me ape ozazan le mi le ozai ewebe ele nu gbele le mi ape no menu. We'll take few details from you before I proceed.
Let me take you to the city newsroom again. When Kofi Bentel is speaking, say injunction readers Johannes appointment contemptuous. Kofi Bentel, Vice President of Omani Africa, has condemned the appointment of COP Christian Tete Yohonu as the new Inspector General of Police, describing the move as contemptuous of the Supreme Court. Bentel's remark came in the wake of the pending court injunction regarding the removal of the IGP and other security service chiefs. Speaking on the matter, he emphasized the principles that the action undermining of preempting a court decision while a case is ongoing are unlawful and disrespectful to the judicial authority. Quote, when a case is before a court, it is contemptuous of the court for anybody to take an action that overreach the court, unquote. Again, he is quote, what it means is simply that you don't do anything to make nonsense of a court rulings where it is imminent. So that is Kofi Bentel on the issue of appointment of the IGP. We are
And
told
there's an injunction that
yes,
has
we
been
are
filed in court.
good.
All right, so let's see. At this point, we're just waiting for the court. If they will lay the injunction low, we're just waiting for the court. We want to hear from them. It's okay. We are testing the law. So let's see. What does the law say? What does the Constitution say? Who has the appointing powers? And who has the disappointing powers? So what wrong has he committed? Maybe the interpretation of that part of the law will be very important at this point.
You see, me, all of these things, it's not as if I am undermining the court, but some people, I would say deliberately, some people will just run to court to hold the process. Do you understand? Just to stop the process from going on. For what reason? Maybe for their own interests. What is Kofi Bentel and Professor Ini, what are they going to achieve? What is their interest in this?
You know, earlier, last year, there was this conversation around the next government not it shouldn't be allowed to appoint, you know, people who have been appointed by the Eswal administration. And no me pay avan me phone ko don ka kamero yire vono be security heads or petila vono nek pomene do asi duplola ye keke avava jibe me gava doli americo. And that part did not wash. And now that there is a new government and it's making appointments, we did not say that CEOs, your whole Lemia State owned enterprises that were not making any profits. Okay, they were paid. All global, since you were not making any profits, that your first salary, no man made 50%. You want to sacrifice it all. They were gone. I'm recommending on like Balebe. Nkata State owned enterprises.
Profit make you bad.
I came in for 2 now.
Yeah.
Nkata pe what the CEO say whether I'm recommending like Balana Von. I go over the DNA no immigration torment prison storming along, Ghana Fire Service storming along. So the appointment to realize that President Mahama was making the appointment to Petela Dole gradually. But since the injunction, the call for him not to change the IGP, the injunction and the appointments, then followed quickly by the swearing in, which is the fastest swearing in so far. In the appointments, you hear swearing in. You dead door asine. Then Mejijo after the swearing in announce immigration far prisons.
Prisons.
So you see why no fear yo ya de omejena be waga no fi ke wolewa. The next one is the military.
Yes.
Like your to Medina who sigbo. Like military toto. I understand they don't announce it. Ta umengolo oto ko de agbalamo. So that's when I asked, that's the understanding I had. And over the years to oto Medina.
Yeah,
Like
but
one at Trona
yes,
yo.
but to some extent, me vanyanare because
Definitely,
the
but it's not publicly announced.
announced.
But so far as
the moment
there'll be a
honya
change,
appoint iko
definitely
amientoche
there'll be
over no
a change.
celebration video wale me.
So your che totoro le favake kaka ngola gbanle de one. On the commander in chief of the Ghana forces, the president. Wow, what a cheer though. This the way it happens, it's an earthquake that hits them.
Okay.
I want to blind me how this happens.
Yes. Let me take you to myjoyonline.com. Osei Chemensa Bonso. He's speaking. Say hunger and anger defeated MPP as Otumfuo's warning was unheeded. Then former majority leader Osei Chemensa Bonso has recalled an unheeded warning from the Ashanti overlord, which was a contributing factor to the New Patriotic Party abysmal showing in the 2024 election. He said, he told Insura FM a significant warning had come from Ashanti Hini Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II in 2017 when he cautioned President Akufo-Addo that hunger and anger had led to the downfall of John Mahama's government in 2016. He warned that if the same condition prevail under Akufo-Addo, history will repeat itself. Reflecting on the party's defeat, the former Swami MP noted that unlike previous elections, no mass crowd were lining the street to welcome Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, signaling a growing disconnection between the party and the electorate. The chairman of the MPP Manifesto Committee admitted that the lack of enthusiasm during Dr. Bawumia's campaign was nearly a sign of the challenge the MPP faced in 2024 election. Osei Chemensa Bonso revealed that while they remain hopeful, the economic hardship in the country had already taken a toll on the voter confidence. He suggested that if the election had been held in August instead of December, Dr. Bawumia might have secured only 30% of the vote against John Mahama, as the economic situation had begun to show signs of improvement closer to the election. So,
Sign of improvement.
yeah, so I think he shared my thought. Seriously, I've been saying
evident.
that. Yes.
Since the big men started resigning, that they would not go for the primaries to contest in the general elections, it was already evident.
I said
To
even
some
2020. I say if the election were to be held in January, this man will lose. The MPP will lose. And seriously, they are now saying it. But no,
But we understand, there was this comparison that the vice president was mobbed here, was mobbed there. So why is Chambers also saying otherwise? But we hear though, before like even the Volta region when he came to
Keta.
the Keta, yes, they said the nurses and the students, mobbed the vice president when he came to who here. And it was all over everywhere he went. We hear them say, "Oh, the flag bearer of the NDC." So why the twist of what we were told before? Anyway, so they are in a position now. Whatever they need to do, to the anger in the people against them. There were and number to vefese semea. If you buy me angolo, be manyangolo na be kabao.
Yeah.
We can never me to vefese ma we angolo be. But make it to vefese semea. A mangolo na be kabao. So nenye be sofio le do trogbo heval and kulem de yon tope. No wawa when we ke do onya dada in ho. Benye no wawa yo ma de yo jiwa. Well, I don't even know why still they are not visiting the studios, but that's their decision, and we're still waiting for them to come back to the studio. And let's talk about national issues. As it holds, you are still Ghanaians,
Yes.
and your party is in opposition. I was alone, marking on why he ran to the Supreme Court of a vacant seat declaration. So I'm taking you back to the court, and what he said, actually prompted his decision. The minority leader and member of parliament for Efutu, Alexander Kwamina Apenyomakin, has defended some of the decisions he made during the 8th parliament, for which he faced significant criticism. The Efutu legislator explained that he had to be assertive in the 8th parliament because he was up against the formidable minority caucus. He stated that some of his actions, including suing the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, over his declaration of 4 parliamentary seats as vacant, were necessary since both sides of the House were unwilling to engage in negotiations. And he says, I was alone and I had to carry everything on my shoulders. So seeing my boisterous, seeing me punching, it was a necessary intervention. For instance, when I eventually became majority leader and the speaker ruled against us, people asked, oh, why didn't you negotiate? Why did you run to the Supreme Court? All doors were shut, completely shut, to any form of engagement, he stated. Unquote. Apenyomakin further explained that the political climate at the time, especially when elections approaching, made it clear that the speaker, as a member of the opposition, will not be neutral. Okay. The speaker can never be neutral. The speaker belongs to a party, and I knew that he was also doing the bidding of his party. The pressure that I put on him was similar, if not less, than the pressure he was receiving from his own party, quote and unquote. He continued, we had engaged him, but it was clear that while he would listen, he would not rule in our favor. And as the leader, I had to take action, unquote. The minority leader emphasized that allowing the speaker's decision to stand would have given the opposition and the NDC control over government business. Okay, so the control the opposition over would have over government business if he had allowed for the speaker's ruling.
But that time, you see, I'm twisting my whole word that time. It is obvious, it is written all over the walls that you are down. So definitely, many Supreme Court he decide he take that, should I say, wrong decision at that time. Still, even at that time, they still have a control because you're all a set.
Well, if you are calling the Supreme Court's decision wrong, maybe you might want to.
That's why I say. That's why I say. Should I say wrong decision? Because decision is all over. So we have seen so many interpretations concerning the very article that is backing that. So many, semi-proper interpretations. It's just wrong. A country cannot grow with so many views like that.
Well, so whatever necessitated for him to run to the Supreme Court for which word should I use? For relief,
rescue,
for shelter, for help, for whatever. The speaker's ruling. You demo a speaker in the election. As a party contesting. Everyone who are tell everyone who are Matwa ganye dume nola. Ebene pasa. Da fige watan zero kwenye yanto pe party.
Speaker Antonio Nyakokpo megbe kpole o afuna gaga favor so speaker
Antonio. Na kade ko deji e ba so speaker. Na me kwi de katro ya ko deji so speaker.
MP, a whole MP of the ballot paper head.
That assets record.
Yes.
And assets so many records. So many records. Anyway, so that
That-
is it. I hope this explains the actions
Yes.
of the majority leader, then now the minority.
Then let me the same MPP issue here. Let me take you to Ketu South. Yes, the ex Ketu MC is speaking here. The story is about Fred Kwame Asari said, I haven't uttered any party financial report that has been rejected." So ex South MC. So a former Ketu South Municipal Chief Executive, Maxwell Kofi Lugudo, has discredited media reports suggesting that the party hierarchy of the MPP in the Volta region rejected his financial report on funds allocated to him during the 2024 election period. According to him, the publication was misleading as he never presented the report to the leaders of the party, and neither did he speak to the media or any journalist about election expenses. In a disclaimer, Mr. Lugudo explained that there was no point in time that he met the leadership of the party to discuss election or campaign expenses after the December 7th general election. Quote, "I am surprised my name is out there attached to media publications that my report on expenses was rejected. I did not submit any report to the party after the election. For the record, I have also not engaged any journalist on the subject," unquote. So basically, that is it. He's trying to exonerate himself from, let me say, allegations after allegations. And all these things will not die now. We'll be hearing more and more of this.
All right, so back again to IGP, former IGP, new IGP. Remember, a few times we were recording people die in a police cell, whatever has warranted for that. Just did them metenva and want to. Me headquarters lefi. Your chair were not left out. I put they chose your fee. Lefi obefi vu amobelenya tro. That was the time. They were not giving any direct information. Decentralized information that came in of everything was centered at the headquarters. So when you speak to the PRO here, we are taking you back to Keta. The young man who died, the landlord, we don't call you a landlord in Yade, Domodale Keta, a soho wa otosinu. Yangola Bandoda IGP Kaka Benekbo Nyamena you
Yes.
Oga Jegome. Since they have a new IGP, they seems to start the whole process all over again. Some youth of Keta in the Volta region are calling on their leaders to petition the new Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Teteyono, to investigate the death of Jerry Besenu, popularly called Maya, a 45-year-old landlord who died in police custody. The youth accused the police at Keta of beating and molesting Maya to death while he was under their custody. Mr. Philip Abuchi, a youth activist at Keta, in an interview, accused the former IGP, Dr. George Kufudampare, for not putting enough effort to investigate and punish the culprit. Yeah, his words, I'm quoting, I can't tell why the immediate past IGP was not able to launch thorough investigation into our brother's death. And I imagine our youth leaders to petition the new IGP to handle this alleged murder case, and I believe the new IGP is capable. He said, and unquote, he said that the action of the police hierarchy and other relevant authorities under the former leadership of police undermined justice delivery for the deceased, which also demonstrated disrespect to the family and the youth in the era. He charged the family, the youth groups, and other stakeholders to follow up with the case and fight against injustice and police brutality in the area. He Mr. Butcher expressed frustration over the delay in seeking justice, stating that justice delayed is justice denied. And we are demanding that the new IGP take immediate actions to investigate Maya's death and bring those perpetrators to justice. Master Sedem Achu Abaji, another youth at Jelukope, a suburb of Keta, also said that the youth are calling for an autopsy results conducted to determine the true cause of Maya's death and interdiction of officers allegedly involved, and set up a fresh committee to investigate the incident. So, menyame penya selawko nku ega eyi de njojo ya wuntio. Keta police have been using brought force to arrest people, which led to the death of Maya. We demanding that the people be held accountable for their actions and the justice be saved. That Keta njojo ya ever were the go baje abe amesa vangolobe ene. So the background, the tenant failed to inform landlord Maya about the intention to install of the installation, and that led to the misunderstanding between the workers and the deceased, who our complaint was later lodged for his arrest. So I made it to Oho. He want to make an installation, and then there was a confrontation. Did you ask permission? Even though you rented it, the word is rented.
Yes.
It's not bought or purchased. So anything you want to alter, wanyanya the dog ngoge yo, facial board there yo. It's just a way of showing respect to your landlady or your landlord. I made a open porch, me open home. When if you baby our porch, I just tell them, not because you have money or you have rented or no. Even if you want to rear animals, elebene no nyanya me na apeli kaupete. That is your co-tenant. But do we do that? Even to bring pets to the house, you must let the people know you're bringing in pets. But well, it's only we have laws, but we are failing to test them, and it's because we are ignorant of some of them. We behave and do our own thing. So like a life was taken. However it was taken, we don't know. So the call is for the new IGP. Several in other regions, so people were dying in custody. Make kawe la mouthfom kakaka. Na wonya yi custody eko. Over China eme. Ozo kukulao na popo meto. Tayenye nuike echufuma.
Look here, IGP, chair, former IGP, who decide every information must come from the headquarters. They say they are cry. My chair will be about more watch Tokpo Merenya and Yado, Chova did you like here?
Yes, because never regional. American are willing to furnish you with any information.
Even when you call them to come and do education that will help grow the society, the communities. They say a little order, natural gain. You are to have. Maybe
it was a sad one for us.
And one of the headline reads today, Yohanu said he is going to focus more on policing, community policing. And so we want to urge him also to reactivate the communication department. All the PROs who were redundant, they should come back to life. So that me
all right, so we'll end it here. It's been a marathon with the news and views segment. And the SNATE is ready, and we'll have today's education also coming through. It's important we prepare for the future, for our old age, most importantly. So we are back for that.
It's so easy.
ehotu nya ogbokpo me tane mi hiane fio mi akpo hogbazinga adudi ole aple mi adonku roxas toji owonye ameyo ohe hogbazinga adudi odego na ofe ajodola ta ogbolobe na gede yoji a hogbazinga vovovo le yosi e kenyu na ode no one medede na ovokwa yowo awe na lenkeke ton aloba sede nkeka ton meko ofe nusianu ele ready te treme Kennedy amadede ike hanedia wa awe na ke hogbala ntoche le wosi ameyo avagba ho elosi wa kployi na estimate be no wana idoko be no va kpote pie no bui zinki ke sunu yaza metatrasis ke sunu yaza kpleme kwa wa wo ya che na obobuede eno hia bo akojo donu akohire wo peje pe na me ameyo le gen to akleta krade nu to me eyobe ma ahefe deke de etau oda hana NIB gajradofia le honu tuomele afi owana premium coated 55% housing aluminium coated and aluminium plain sheeto kata go over le asinuia deji yo 0592 500 501 0592 500 501 Rockstars mega roofing sheet stopper bedasi enye ma meko now kemia ayeji mi jenku lemde snit jojo pe video hunti nusi anu mi wa kokoko mi bota ma video ike wa have na mele wa demi haji hafi mi giade eme tane esena snit stopper enya eye me kpogere malabo odedodo de tomena me yo menye jidudu do wala o seed be yo cheno wa agede angolonko a aje egajo leti kukui akwa jirado dina wo chichime kene le joma aloji bi agere me andi ya mje mi aga le nkude vide vovovo yiwo akpo nenye enye snit jola kemi atrecho the self employed tope akpaji ameyonye self employed enrollment driver inye seed kwereko yo benefits ke wa akpo mi ale vovovo bla me yonye jidudu do wala benefit odo so nuke wo obo me so alu nuke wo obo wo so afa mi abale nku de benefit ahun deka apeto de kule don dina
ma ho gbe na o don dina o nya sala kata
mi da ko be gba egale mi adome
amanu ve so
akpe
na mi o ha abale ke mi ga mi ashimi ene akpe na mi kakaka
all right yo mi ayi de eji abale ke me denu na mi apenya slaw ene mi dedu do to me de ka no ai ho na jidudu do wala eye gava fia nya me yo menye jidudu do wala o mi po no ko de do mount gede onye igba me je mi ale nko de video hunta mi actual sito ale ke video ha yo wa polo pe gajojo me eye fenene wa joga le video kai ava enuna o
akpe ne enye amade ke John le seed alo wonto wona odo ina joma bele ameke nye jududu dola alo dowom na made video kata mi kpona video de kaku amade ke me gbogbo gbe nye jududu dola alo nye former employee ta towa asugbo alo anoso ewu ameke nye yento alo dokusi dola ike yento jom video de kaku vovo toto ke ano me kwenye do mahi amade pe contribution asogbo wu amade to yakwa na be maybe vovo toto ano ega mi ahe ne amaya ne eyide pension chiko amade he na 200 a month ya amade he na 100 a month na mi agata mi pension na mega bi be amaya ke na 100 akol ega ike amaya ke na 200 hona ega na de ke via me pe vide kpogenele ta no benefits awela the same iko amea dokushi dom alo amea ke dom na mada the same benefits kwe consider ever imala mi poncho invalidity pension pakle full pension egba mi aponcho etonliang mi oni be survivors lump sum no be sabe slam sama go me kpe ko nya be amade ke dowom ike me value ka ke gbla mado di ike be ne I me value a mia a hefena amemao ta mama mi ona be survivors aha leko obe amakpa bu ha amakpa mu ha gena amade dowom me for 60 years o yo tro megbe na mama tro megbe na ma efe galemi agbo abe snit ene efe galemi agbo gamenye snit to tu alo menye tonyo da je be mi akoga na ameya okaye ntongolo dadi be mi a hefena now zigedela alo anglo eviao esron alo ejilao alo noviao ne mi a hefena mama kakata at times awa ejona be do mahi evio meton alo omene la masigakea na mi yi a mi akpobe evio meve ko onlo da fuma ede wo ha na mi yi a mi akpobe englo de viao kake ede wo lia menglo mo ho 18 years ha hadeko now mi se ko benglo evio meve I omeve mamle ho more than 18 years mi efe hagana gba mi ayo enye ne amade ko mi tuna ko hana fe eje be fometo alo amade na vachi kuna mi be ale megalio hama ha mi hogene na mako eje be na mi evidence imami globe ida a medical cause of death low death certificate low alo burial permit na ko ma ovela mi ahwe Kakami hogana na mako. Afia na wo death certificate ala playing there. Mi o hami ga igeda afuma ava verify be paper na economy day. Is it genuine? Echo ugba there will be records in their book. Ko mi o hami ahwe ko mi a confirm be nya tepe. Then after that tell me the process agome. Ayo fumetato. Wava. No van na ma afuma mi ade amayo kamering bang lo dadi be ne emeliola mi akoyo pe Ghana amado gbona be process ajijina at times so ajijina at times so mejijina if everything is in order mejiji go no be is in order music wa amayo kata on lo dadi ra ma sha de where them be okay these are the people me have now we just make sure but Amawema with their ID cards, something to confirm that this is the person. Komia hefene. Don't ha. Amaro gbona banya ha. Ameyengba fufunye ado danye gakenya nkomelemo. Nya ha mezibe ma akpo gomeleme. Tamama mi agbona mabe na yi. Na be akpo gomelema the only alternative in the way the court. Na you court la. Then the judge will reshare everything, the benefits, to include him or her. That immediately I'm going to the court. Hold on. We will not continue the process until that matter is settled. One, the door settle. Agagbo. Two, abale obey you court you court. Then judge amena or including him. I think the Kali Children's Act. That Children's Act, it protects minors. Remember minors, I make a hope we any hadeko. Sa ne onyebe Davidely me hope we any hadeko. That one compulsorily by force, by law. The man we have to include him or her, even though his or her name is not there. And the law says that child should take 60%. Yes. So the child will be given 60%. Nenye omeve alomene who are below 18 years will share the 60% for them, even though they are not part of the beneficiary list. Eya tai vevieto mi anuchu mi ape esrole mi asi play view yaka do mahi o transfer ya fia o never nana ko agv da fuma de vima phone call do mahi man no beneficiary list time that child may be below 18 years do mahi view kra ochi o 18 years Ne etro megbela. Ye the mama for 18 years at the cola. Even though Amada Blogo is not legally your child, the woman hoga baganto you take 60% of the money. So the Children's Act is there to protect the minors. If they are 1, 2, 3, all the 60% will be shared amongst them. So that is one thing. So we the men, we need to be extremely careful in these things. Whoever will take, list the person, then the person will be paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ne o list
Mhm.
no me list o.
Mhm.
Aga ho 60% e koko.
Koko hoga.
Ta esie le gbogbombe de viao. Eda nye be menya joga vio gake evia. Enye via.
Evia.
Amesia menye le nkoje gake me kpoko 18 wa. Still aga ho apaganto le chicho.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Gake no pete wo chia.
Yeah, kaya do
Maya
komia process. Yeah.
For now. All right, so me apu lenko de updating wonti ale ike me anu me ape data or update how often e pesi ape lo alo he ike na nya de jesi beto tro de vava kwa you quickly run to snate out of trauma.
Yeah, nenya deje be to try the vacua, especially beneficiary changes. Yeah, atava wendime. By this time, there may be around 3 or 4. And feel, but no, it got yeah, come, we'll do it for you without any cost. There's no cost. We'll do it for you. In the morning, me I will not approve it and give you receipt and let you see the people there. Now 4 o'clock, no, I have to change it. Come, we'll change it for you, like that.
Okay.
Yes.
So the survivors, na nyeme to gbobe meme le gbogbobe American ku ka keta flache no over joy in le snake jom. Edanye ele dowa na mede o halo nto elo pe edo wo mu. Dodo lebe nenye be eviola siwa ekema wo megbe gama wakwa na the vial.
The vial, yeah.
Ekema ne evia de kemelo de meka ogbo ega oyina.
Yes. Ta me afri me register ola. Me bia obo meka anyi odo me alo ne me value de meka hoga. Amado ngolo na ojila o. Amado ngolo na unoview. Some even cousins. But the person you should write, ame ananamila, edebe bukadodo ada na no klamia do. Menye ovelia alo wahiavi. No. We don't accept that. Edebe bukadodo ada na atanya novio nyono, novio nchu, amede, then ano afuma. So that is the opportunity be anytime. No man you want to over GV, alo over destrola, come and change it. Come and change it. Then we will pay the person that is there when you are no more.
Okay. Me aga poke cheda novinye nyepe cousin. Yeah, mevalo nyentoche mevalo de what happens to the money?
No man ne o cousin amevalewa. Well, so you have the opportunity to come and change it.
Yeah, no nyentoche mevalo de.
Whoever trek ukuna or cousin, that means that your cousin will come for the money. Kake amado global.
What if the person is not aware?
Oh no, yata no vachi kuna mia because if the person is no more, mia as snitla will not know until somebody comes to inform us.
What if the person your next of kin? I may need do me. Mela will. La ba me delia roko work. It's necessary.
Yes.
Roko work. Be I can feel.
Former. Ideally.
Maybe you have an organ.
Yes. Ideally, me, I don't advise that you tell the people that but yata me, there is something we call interview. Ne amameliwa, we invite the family. Tanova chikuna mi Kofi Megaliola, we invite the family before we release the list of Ameyo lady. So that is when we will know that Ame lady. So if they release the list, definitely, if a cousin, somebody will know the person will be prompted. We will invite, she bring he or she will confirm that he or she is the person. That one is very paramount. We have to confirm that this is the person before we will make payments.
All right. So me for no could the various benefits no. Eke wo me be kpoka se kra here ya me le eme de home. Yenye be e ga jola ta flache ne ovai tromegbe. Ye no chochodo do pagbo. E view ala me yi open kone ngolo dade beneficiaries list gia yo dome tutu ya wa amanu ike le megbea and now so mi akpora bele eno mama me alo for a gama na jebe wa madam maudome how many months
Does it take?
or aqua joga again for the processes so pete ato me la me robo yozo na zone ya le gbegbe ela be silent be jibe ada sile gan na water one of chichina you na you over no you over how long is it supposed to take alo it depend no you documents you me require you provide one me
May now latest by 3 to 4 weeks. Kaka at times where there are issues. Abale megbule I'm avad chikwanami. Kaka he has not brought any document to confirm that Amelio just by word of mouth. We will not take it. No. So they want to call evidence. If the evidence doesn't come, we'll be unable to process the benefits for you. Now, on your mania dollar fikua. We look for a letter from the employer. We look for a letter from the employer. For the employer to say that so and so was working with us. And we on the door letter head. Afi, Mia. So without the documents, no. Now, sometimes to Amaya Abale Maglune Kuhiadeli, ye domatorica be ya court. I just put processor on hold. For the court to decide the matter. Then you bring us the judgment. That is the judgment we will use to make payments. So if the court process takes more than 1 year, we will also be waiting for the process to be done. Afi will continue.
okay
Yeah. Amadon ha. Afi wa trauma egbela. O sign student loan ne amedeo. O sign student loan ama omo he student loan now.
okay
So you throw Magbala in processing their benefits la. One, the options are two. Najama over Hefea. Alo will take the loan from the benefits. Afi awaname. So that one takes time. Amada Global, okay. I'll go and look for the person to come and pay. Alo Milon dilemma. Afi na Hefename. So those are the issues.
No. There are things ike atwa ahemodao
Yes.
be matwa ho pe gapetel.
Petel. Ow.
One of them yenye be ever dam egbeda
Amada
amade.
be no ho students loan.
Ya me hell.
I'm a Hefel. Tane
What
even
me
though
doreke wa hefel.
those are the
Yes.
yes. So now I'm a students loan now with them and make better that it comes with conditions that if the person is not able to pay, it will fall on you. So the only thing
So
that we can
several years. Na me hefel
yes.
still. I make
So now my hefel there's something we call clearance letter. We call get out to show that the person has paid. So you also keep it. We also have our details. They sign student loans for people. Some of them don't know. They have to make the effort. The next sign student loan there. Please come to the office. We will give you the name of the person. You trace the person to come and make payments. Before it's your pension time. During the processing, it will be deducted from your benefits. That is, you have to concur.
Penalty.
Oh yeah, students loan comes with penalties.
So
if
all
you
of
default,
the penalty and then the
everything
principal, but they
will be
rely
taken.
on me.
Yes. So you need to make sure the person pays. Then your benefits will be paid to you fully.
Okay.
fully.
All right. So lump me wanna the pensions and then lump sum. So
Yeah.
nengeba me ta flache e hojujo don't gonna pay blood de
Better than-
hoko. Le yi mame ko yo tromegbe lega mama na de vio me de vototo de lema.
Oh, it's the same process. That na among lobe, me took what ama vio maton lesi. Yeah, o men now 40, 30, 30. So long as the money is there and the person is no more la, ale o men now la, that is how we'll give to the people. 40%, 30%, 30%. Ne amaku, let's say between 60 and 72 or 75. Let's say the person died maybe around 68. There's unexpired pension of 7 years. In here from 68 to 75, pension ma is still there. So that is what we will put together and share to the beneficiaries. Now, if the person dies after 75, that one, there is no benefits for the beneficiaries because whatever the person had contributed with SNIT as at 75 so there's
The
no
pension
benefits.
payment stops at 75.
It doesn't stop
Okay.
at 75. We continue to pay you until even if you are 200 years. Me a hefe now. Gake contributions ya nejo de me agboa. That is what we have given to you from 60 years to 75 years. So any other payment me want now is not from your contributions. That is why it's a social security scheme. So we'll keep paying you. Just that when you die after 75, because our contributions are kata votala, there is no contribution or no money for your beneficiaries.
But when I'm still alive, 76, 78.
We will continue to
Yeah, so.
we will pay you, but that is from the coffers of SNIT.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's me bulebe me yole do and I want to do and that me yole do and that there is no difference.
At
So
all.
it applies to them too.
Everybody.
After 75, nothing like
Beneficiary benefits.
beneficiary benefits, no benefits.
After 75, no.
Before 75, you still
Yeah,
have
before
something.
75, you have something. You have it.
All right. Like because I think people do have issues with some of these things. So importantly, if you know you have any child out of wedlock and you've not announced to the family and you are gone and that child comes and the child is taking 60%.
Yes.
And the rest will be left with 40%.
40%.
Okay. All right. So before you allow, it's important we. Mia, I don't know. They will have chichi and then mia, I don't know maybe ta flache vajua. At least the view hole and megbe. Hello, me you can call on tone and olobeni ye dome. Wa anyi wope edome. Waga no miagbo nyicho jodagbe ne babiada no asiwa ta flash jere do di nyicho jodagbe nova ne mia anamono popoa ne na abia ne nemba bia mokata me ko beto ko say that fee.
Akbe. Thank you so much.
Sure, welcome. Okay, so me penya sala yenyema me no miagbo mi atro ya agbova avai wona jina mi.
We are making the dancers zone too. We are see a day, your mama, your baby boy, your Congo. Free up your mind, we are making the dancers zone too. We are see a day, your mama, your baby boy, your Congo. Anybody can dance a zone too. So make us see you do your zone too.
segment, the opinion segment. And here we discuss the stories that we have put out for the guest. Ta mi penya salaundia nyame ton le mi asike mi agede wome. Nyame ton ma nyame kwekwe ikele mi agbonye endi si dunya glo ha pe nyandela. Ye akpere mi ombe eya ne wa adumi agbon kwanya peto Foster. Anani. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
Sweet Jijo. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. How
Good
you doing?
morning to yourself, your producers, and to our listeners. Last week, Friday, I think I was here. And I promise this time around I'll be coming here frequently. I think I am trying to be on track. So don't worry. Thank you so much for always opening your door for us to come and then share our issues with the public. And to our listeners, we thank you so much for always tuning in to listening to us. We are so much grateful for giving us that honors. I also want to use the opportunity to say a good morning to our Honorable MP, Honorable Eden Kofi Potosu, our constituency executive, regional chairman, the regional minister, to everybody. I say good morning to you all. And we hope that those who have been given the appointment are putting things in place so that probably everybody can be satisfied, because the grassroots is getting worried. And
Over what?
you know, things has been very difficult for a time being now. Now that we have been given the opportunity, people are getting worried as if probably there is nothing going on. So I just want to use the opportunity to plead with them that they should constantly communicate whatever is going on to the grassroots. Our people are, there's some kind of anxiety going on. So as information flow will help for them to probably calm down a little bit. So, but all the same, our people should also relax. From what we are seeing, things will get better. But just that they want the issue to come out from the horse's own mouth. So all those who are in the helm of affairs should probably come out and then explain issues to them so that they can be
What are the issues?
Yes, so that they can
About
be
the appointments?
not just appoint.
Your main is saying no executive of the NDC will go hungry under this government. So
Exactly.
why you worry? Where from the anxiety?
Members of the NDC are also Ghanaians. So when they say probably members of the NDC will not go hungry,
He said
he's
executive.
just saying they are also Ghanaians. So probably he's just talking about Ghanaians will not go hungry to a large extent. So let's all keep hope alive. We believe strongly that things will get better very, very, very soon.
Okay, things will get better very, very soon. Calls for prosecution in oral reports premature, says Domelevo. Former Auditor General and member of the Operation Recover All Loot Oral Team, Daniel Yao Domelevo, has called on Ghanaians to exercise patience regarding demands for immediate prosecutions following submission of the oral report to the president. Speaking in an interview, Domelevo clarified that the report's primary objective was to gather information, emphasizing that due process must be followed before any legal action is initiated.
Yeah.
He stressed the need for a comprehensive legal and financial review before moving forward with prosecutions or arrest. Quote and unquote, I have had some engagement with the AG, and I think his line of thought is so much in sync with mine. He thinks that we may have to leverage more on the audit. So people are asking, when are there going to be prosecutions or when are there going to be arrests? I think it is premature. People should understand that all we did was to gather information. We have not even heard from the other side. Ghanaians should be a little bit patient. The process cannot be rushed unduly, otherwise we will falter when we get to court. They should give the AG and maybe the Auditor General some breathing space so that these cases can be referred to the Auditor General to conduct a value for money audit and also a compliance audit to see if they comply with the laws and regulations. If there were some losses, then the Auditor General can activate his mandate to disallow and surcharge, he stated. Unquote. Domelevo's remarks highlight the importance of a meticulous approach to ensuring accountability and recovering misappropriated public funds without compromising legal procedures. So, with the oral report, the formation of the team before the investiture of the president, a handing over of the report to the president, and it's taking some time, and people cannot wait any longer.
Yeah, Dejo. You see, I agree with the former Auditor General, Honorable Domelevo, on this report. Sincerely, when you look at the oral, the purpose of forming oral was to probably to recover all the loot. So when we say probably somebody has taken something that belongs to the state and we want probably to take it back, it is something that belongs to the state. Why don't we take some time, do the investigations? Because we know very well that oral or the members of the oral team do not have the prosecutorial power to probably prosecute anybody that has maybe taken something from the state illegally. Their mandate was to just provide information to the Attorney General to prosecute those people. They have done that. But when you listen to the Attorney General, he said that he was not going to rush. He was not going to be an Attorney General that would just rush to court without even having the necessary evidence available before going to court. They have provided those informations to the AG. It is not left for the AG to probably look at those informations. You may even, I think probably some people, when the AG contact them, that probably oral has given this information about this and that. The person can probably come and then plead with the AG that, well, I want to settle those things. So they will relax, probably not to just go to court and just waste so much time. So I agree with him. The purpose of oral is that we recover all the loot. It is not just about maybe the person going to court, right? We're going to be litigating these issues that it will take so much time. Our resources is what we want. So maybe we should give them some time to probably go through the books. When we find something, then we can be able to prosecute those people. So let's give them some time. President Mahama has done his part.
Initially, you didn't tell the people that.
Yes. As for me as a person, some of the things I've seen or read in the previous government, I think probably should be investigated and then people being prosecuted immediately. But that is not the law. We need to go by the law so that when you are found capable of what you have done, you also know within yourself that the law had been fair to you. Not what happened in the previous government. You recalled Ato Force's issues and co. They were not having any evidence. They went to court. Now they have to be luring people to come and say things that are not necessary in court to just persecute the person. That is not what we want to do. The oral team has done their bidding. Let's give the Attorney General the time to go through all those information that have been provided. Let's say somebody has taken a property, a land from the government, that oral has got to know that this is what you have done. The AG will go to the person, ask you that this is the information I have. Do you have any contrary view on the information I have? Probably the person might accept that, yes, it is true. The information oral has given me is true, so probably the state can take their property back. It will just prevent us from probably wasting resources to go to court and just go and be litigating these issues. So they have done their job. Oral has done their job. Let's give Attorney General some time. People will want things to move faster, but please and please, let's just be measured in our expectations and give the Attorney General some time to do the prosecution.
The time here, you don't have any time frame, okay? And I stated that the people cannot wait any longer because during the campaign,
Yeah.
when they came out, it was well received. And when the president formed the team, already sent the signal that this government was more than ready to deal with anybody who has, taken the state's property or misappropriated our funds. And over thousands of petitions were received
Exactly.
by the team. And in due time, they have presented their report to the president. President handed it over to the Attorney General. All these processes during the campaign to where we find ourselves, you couldn't tell Ghanaians you are going to work within 3 months to provide them with whether there's a need for any prosecution, whether there's a need for any arrest. We've not been told. And now that you are telling them, if it's going to take us the next 4 years for the Attorney General, as the former auditor is saying, that it's premature for citizens or Ghanaians to be demanding immediate prosecution, because the moment these petitions were given to some,
Yeah.
oh, by now we should be seeing people behind the bars. We should hear that this person has been sentenced and all of that. And now that a member of the team is saying all those calls are premature without any time frame. So should it take us the next 2, 3 years, 4 years for
No.
a single case to be?
No. That is not the case. You agree with me that even before the president was inaugurated or was sworn in, he has already taken steps to probably get people to understand that he was ready to prosecute all those people. That was why he set up the oral team. And as I speak to you now, you recall that some people have already been invited by our state institution, the investigation bodies, like the NSS issue. Some people have been invited.
That's the NIB.
Exactly. How will I call it? The SkyTrain issue. Some people were invited.
NIB.
So
in regard to the petition of the
yes,
oral team,
we were not categorically informed that these issues were also part of like petitions that were submitted to the oral team. But
the first one, the SkyTrain, was in regard to.
Yes. So the government is taking steps to prosecute all those issues. So people should not be worried. If the president were not ready, or the NDC government were not ready to probably prosecute these issues, we will not even form the oral team before the president was sworn in. So let's have confidence in President John Dramani Mahama. The fact is that when it comes to corruption-related issues, prosecution, someone who had interest in curbing corruption in this country as a president, President Mahama stand tall. Because in his previous administration, even his own friend was prosecuted. His own friend was prosecuted. He himself handed over those people to the appropriate agencies, and the person was prosecuted and jailed for their involvement in corruption-related issues. So let's give him some credit for the things that he has done previously, and have some hope in him that he will do exactly that. Even President Akufo-Addo, when we want to compare President Akufo-Addo, he was the one who set up the special prosecutor's office. How many cases has the special prosecutor executed under President Akufo-Addo's tenure? We saw videos where appointees of the President Akufo-Addo were taking bribe on camera. He would just come and tell us that he believed that those people will be exonerated, and those, lo and behold,
he said that's only one person. He didn't even say he said
he cleared most of his appointees at the Jubilee House. The likes of the how will I call it, the visa scandal issues. He said those guys were innocent, but you and I, we know very well what went into those issues. So you will not have confidence in that kind of president that when issues of corruption come, he will be able to prosecute it. But we've seen what President John Dramani Mahama has done, and even within this short period, the things that he has done, in relation to corruption, we believe strongly that probably he will deliver to our expectations. Let's not let not rush it. Probably let's not rush the process. Let's take time, and then I believe strongly that we will come to justice. My interest is not probably those people going to jail. For me as a person, my problem is that the things that they have stolen from the state, we should be able to take them back. That is me, my worried. So if we want to rush the process, probably the things that we want, those things belongs to the state. Those resources were supposed to be used for everybody. So when we rush the process, we may not be able to get the exact result that we want. But let's give justice some time, and I believe strongly that the things will get better.
All right, so that is from the former Auditor General to organize that you exercise some form of patience
Yeah.
with the oral team. They have done this, but with the Auditor General and maybe that's the Attorney General and maybe the current Auditor General.
Yeah.
That make what you done now VA that is premature. Mega track ma. Me aje babia ma o alo yo ma o. Me fa se ne fifia kude. O me kwa America iponu kpo a.
All I'm call
Alo me da America mo kpo.
all investigations were. So AI is the most important thing. So I think recently Attorney General came out to admit that. I think who was that? The SkyTrain issue. He said he was the one who ordered those people to be invited and then investigated. So you know very well that they are on course. They are doing their job. Let's give them some time. Some of the issues, it is clear. You know that these issues, there is some kind of corruption-related issues. But unless the person himself admit that, oh, this one, I am wrong. But you know, as human as we are, you'll be seeing the wrong thing, but somebody will try every ways and means to be defending the wrong thing that they have done. Like the SkyTrain issue. They said they've wasted over $12 million or so on that project just for feasibility studies, and we have not even seen anything. So you and I, we know that there's some kind of corruption dealings in those issues, but the people are denying it that they have not done anything. So we need to give the state institutions some time to go into the books, do their investigation, and then hold them accountable for their actions.
All right, so you're still listening to the opinion segment on the Global Morning Show, and we will move on. So the SkyTrain, we have $2 million spent
Yeah, 2 million.
on
Yeah.
the 3 billion SkyTrain project. Just that is for feasibility studies, but feasibility studies inclusive. So Auditor General report on another year. You call feasibility studies 2 million spent on the SkyTrain project, but feasibility studies inclusive. All right, me and you there, edgy. Aga lenku de no bubu. Galamsey is still in the news since Mimeteng Pota Nehadewa. There are several warnings coming in, and we have the coalition of anti-Galamsey executives urging action on Galamsey and demanding probe into politically linked miners. Representatives of the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe and Senyo Hosi, have raised critical concerns with the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources regarding the fight against illegal mining, commonly called as Galamsey. Their demands include an investigation into politically affiliated mining companies, declaring a state of emergency for 9 forest reserves impacted by illegal mining, addressing security threats posed by Galamsey operations, and probing how illegal miners acquire firearms, among other issues. Dr. Ashigbe emphasized that the fight against illegal mining has been undermined by the involvement of high-profile politicians. He argued that holding these individuals accountable is essential for the government to successfully combat illegal mining. And it says, quote and unquote, unless these influential figures are brought to justice, the fight against Galamsey will remain an uphill battle, he stated. Dr. Ashigbe also proposed convening an agent roundtable discussion on Galamsey to address the root causes, deliberate on solutions, and engage the public. He stressed the need for a collaborative approach involving all stakeholders to tackle the crisis effectively. Reiterating the issues raised, Senior Hosi urged the minister to act swiftly while fostering public engagement. Reaffirming the coalition's commitment, he said, "Our support is impartial. We stand for Ghana, not for any political party. We are fully committed to assisting the president in the fight against Galamsey." However, he noted that the coalition requires more information on ongoing efforts to effectively support the government and help the ministry communicate progress to the public. In response, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Ama Kofi-Boa, welcomed the coalition and commended their dedication to the cause. He outlined the government's initiative to combat illegal mining, including ongoing engagement with key stakeholders, seizures of equipment, some arrest and reclamation of some forest reserves, and others. So we are here again once more on the issue of illegal mining. Among the other issues, the one who stands or is the persons politically exposed politically exposed persons. That's the PEP, the politically exposed persons who are engaged in the rulers telephanacias. So those people they go and meet on the sites are just the workers. We have the kingpins, we have the people who are in it. So he feels, or the coalition thinks, that's one of the ways for us to successfully, that's the government and the country as a whole, in achieving the fight against Galamsey. Other issues were outlined that I mentioned earlier.
Gijo, in opposition, we in the NDC, we made our intention clear when it comes to Galamsey issues. And I believe strongly that our position has not changed when it comes to the fight against Galamsey. And I can say confidently that we are on course and we are fighting Galamsey. Why did I say that? Even yesterday in Ashanti region, some excavators and some illegal miners were arrested and they'll be sent to court this morning. But let me be very clear in my mind. We as citizens, we need to help government to fight this canker, because there is nobody that will come from anywhere in this world to Ghana and just go straight and then go to our forest reserves and then go and mine. That cannot happen. That means it is we the citizens ourselves that are aiding those people to do that. So unless we tell ourselves that what we are doing is wrong, we cannot be able to stop it. The minister today will send military officers, police and co to the forest to go arrest those people, but they will not sleep there. Even if they will be there, they will not be there in perpetuity. They will do it to a point and then leave. So we must have that conscience. Our heart must tell us that what we are doing is wrong before we can be able to win this fight against Galamsey. I will say it here and now. Those who are doing the Galamsey in the bushes that they are arresting are not the people who are into Galamsey. They are just workers. Like this your studio, this radio station. Somebody employed you to come and work over here. The owner of this radio station is also there. So when you come here and you make some kind of statements that are not pleasant, the owner of this place must be held accountable. That is where my challenge is. Those who are sponsoring those people, buying them the equipment, the gun and stuff, we must look for them and then punish them. And let not wear any political clothes to this kind of Galamsey issue, because if there is water shortage, it will affect me, it will affect you. You recall just some few months back, some few weeks back, we were having some water challenge in the Volta region here, in Ho, to be precise. You saw how we suffered. Not to talk of probably the water will not even be there for us to even process. So it is, we have to be involved. We as citizens must be involved. And I am happy the way government is handling this issue. When they hear that there are these people here, they move quickly to that place to stop them. And this problem is there because of the numerous licenses that were issued under the previous government. During the NDC's government, we are almost 3 months in government now. We have not even issued even one license to anybody to go and mine. So all the people that are doing these bad things in our forest reserve, the licenses have been given to them in the previous government.
So they want those companies, investigated.
Yes, and the investigations are going on. That is why
And
the
those who are flouting the laws,
we are arresting them.
They themselves, not just the people, because if you go and arrest the people, they can employ more.
Yes, that is my call this morning. That the kingpins, those who are sponsoring those people, we need to get them. So you recall during the campaign season, I think I was here with James also, when I said that those when President Mahama said he was going to release those who were arrested. Yes, the fact is that when somebody employs me to come and do some work for you, I'll go there and work because I don't have any work to do.
Have you released those people already?
We are working on those things. We are working on them. So my call is that those who are involved, the kingpins, why would somebody who is going there to work by day and be paid 100 Ghana cedis get money to go and buy pop action guns to protect themselves? It is the kingpin that is probably giving them those weapons. Where would they get money to go and rent excavators to go and mine? So those people, those who are renting the chamfan and stuff to those people, we have to identify them and punish them for their actions. When you don't supply the person those equipment, they will not even go to the bush to do that at the first place. So that is my call, and I think we have to do that. Unless we do those things, we can never win the fight against these galamsey issues.
Right,
we have come to a point where probably all of us as citizens, we have to accept the fact that it is coming from us. We are the one aiding the people to do this harm to our natural resources. We have to put a stop to it. It must be like a mind change. We have to change our minds. Let's channel our energy into something else. If you want to do the mining, go through the right processes. Do the mining in a very responsible way so that we can all survive. But going to the forest, the reserves to go and destroy them, probably you are destroying yourself and you are destroying the generations that will come. That is where we all have to accept, and then we channel our energy to.
All right, so that is the call from the coalition of anti-galamsey. The executives met with the Lands Minister, Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Amakofi Boa, and there are issues. There are issues they laid before him to be looked at, and one of them again coming in is declaring a state of emergency for 9 forest reserves. Remember, the minister was in Parliament after being approved. Was in Parliament to update the House on galamsey issues. There he mentioned about 40 or close to 40 forest reserves, have been invaded by galamsey. So you know what that means when they have invaded our forest, cutting down of trees. This morning in one of the stories we heard from the experts from NAS calling for bee population, there's going to be a decline in bee population that will go a long way to affect honey production in the country. So the effects are enormous, not just dealing with the climate, not just our agriculture, not just the other environmental issues, but some other ones that we've not been touching on that much. Okay, so moving on, let's see, let's do the last one, and we'll try to activate the phone line. So the first one has to do with the former Auditor General being part of the oral team, calling on Ghanaians to exercise some patience with the Auditor General. That's the current one, if possible, because he believes that some of the issues he might also come in, and also the Attorney General. So these two people, it is just too early. It is premature for us to be calling or making the calls we have been making. How satisfied are you with this feedback from the former Auditor General, a member of the oral team. We'll do the next one, which is about the former finance minister. He is back in the news, and this time round it's another suit. It's another suit, and who has this suit this time round is the OSP for declaring him wanted. Former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has filed a lawsuit against the Office of the Special Prosecutor following its decision to declare him wanted. Ofori-Atta is seeking a court injunction to prevent the OSP from reissuing the declaration, which he claims is baseless and unjustified. The legal action follows the OSP's announcement earlier this year, labeling him as a fugitive in connection with alleged corruption and financial misconduct. The former minister has consistently denied the allegations, insisting that he has cooperated with the investigation through his legal representatives. In his suit, Ofori-Atta argues that the OSP's actions have caused significant damage to his reputation and personal life. He is asking the court to restrain the OSP from making any further declarations against him until the legal process is fully resolved. Ofori-Atta is, among other things, seeking a declaration that A, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has no statutory powers to use media briefing to declare a person wanted or fugitive from justice. B, the OSP has no powers other than what is provided for the police to declare a person wanted, and same cannot be done without leave of the court. C, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, in exercising the powers of the police as provided for under Section 28 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959, and the Office of the Special Prosecutor Operations and Regulations 2018 LI 2374, is bound by the limits placed on the exercise of discretionary power as enshrined in the service instructions of the police service under Article 200 and consistent with Article 296 of the Constitution 1992. D, the unlawful declaration of the applicant as wanted or fugitive from justice in court constitutes violation of his rights of personal liberty as enshrined in Article 14 of the 1992 Constitution and rights of free movement enshrined in Article 21 of the 1992 Constitution, Article 12 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, that's the ICCPR, as well as Article 12 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. E, which will be the last one, any acts of the Office of the Special Prosecutor as a state agency that violates the applicant's human rights will amount to a breach of Ghana's international treaty obligations under the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights.
Yeah. Jojo. All said and done. I've heard you. When you were reading the English, the statement that probably the special prosecutor, I was listening to it, and something just struck my mind. You see, the Ken Ofori-Atta and the MPP, they should give us a break. They should give us a break. They should just relax. They should relax.
Anyway, there's a response from the OSP again.
I will come to that. We were in this country. Former appointees, without passing through any due process, were arrested. Even on their way to Parliament, they were arrested. Their homes were raided. So, as for him, nobody is worrying him now. They've given him time. After June, when he refused to show up in this country, he will be declared wanted, and he has nothing to do. The fact is that you said you have done nothing wrong.
Like, wait. He's seeking the courts to,
No, you see,
there's a statutory injunction.
He can go to court of hot. The fact is that the OSP want to see him in Ghana by June. If he doesn't come, they will declare him wanted. That one, let's all understand that one. he can decide to do whatever he wants to do. But the OSP has the mandate to invite him to come and answer the question. When you say you have not done anything wrong, and they are inviting you to come and answer questions, the investigation body is saying that I suspect you that you have done this or that. Come and explain yourself. You refuse to come, and you are somewhere and you are issuing statements that you have not done this.
He has not refused. He drew the attention.
You see, one thing that probably
all
they are not telling
were done
the NPP is
legal,
not telling
his legal team.
You see, one thing they are not telling us, or Ken Ofori-Atta is not telling us, is that this process did not start today or during the time President Mahama was elected. This investigation started during President Akufo-Addo's own time, when President Akufo-Addo was president. So you were invited on so many occasions to come and appear and answer questions in person. You refused to come, and the person has come out to tell Ghanaians that I'm trying to invite this person to come and answer questions. The person has refused. Now you said you are sending the person to court. To avoid all these kind of shenanigans, what you need to do is that come and answer the question. That is all the special prosecutor wants you to do. You can't be somewhere else and then be telling us that you are not guilty. You see, who is investigating Ken? Is it not the special prosecutor? Who instituted the special prosecutor's office? Is it not the NPP government? Was Ken not in that government? Was he not in cabinet when the decision came out that they want to set up this special prosecutor's office? It is their own creation. So if something that you yourself you have created, that you want to use that office to stop corruption in this country, and that same person is inviting you to come and answer questions, why should you be worried?
So his worried is on declaring him wanted.
But the fact is that the OSP,
which I understand is just the sole duty of the police to do.
No, you see,
and they should desist from using the media in announcing.
That is rap logic that Ken is telling us, that he doesn't want the citizens to know what the special prosecutor is doing, that coming out to tell the Ghanaian public that, oh, I am investigating this and that. We're in this country under the NPP, when the likes of Honorable Ayariga and co were declared wanted. Even our own president, the current president, his issues were in the public openly. So who is Ken? President Mahama was investigated by the OSP. He presented himself. He went to the OSP's office because he knew very well that he has nothing to hide. So Ken should just give us a break, that the media is not supposed to be informed about the dealings of the OSP. He should just bear it in mind that it is the Ghanaian people that are paying the special prosecutor. So we demand to know exactly what the special prosecutor is doing. So saying that probably it is not the mandate of the special prosecutor to use the media to even just logically.
So we are testing the law.
He can go to anywhere at all. He can go anywhere he wants to go. Jijo, you see, these NPP people, they think probably they are more Ghanaian than some of us. We are all Ghanaians. The way probably you were treated, I should also be treated like that. There's nobody that is more Ghanaian than anybody at all in this country. President Mahama was invited by the special prosecutor. He was there. Ayariga, he was there. Our majority leader was there. A lot of government officials were invited. They went there, presented themselves, and the issues came up that probably they have been their issues were cleared.
And his is exceptional because he's out of the country. Says he's out.
You see, you were even
medical.
You see, he was even invited, and he refused to honor the invitation before he left this country. You were invited. If you know very well that probably you had nothing to hide, why should you even go without even honoring that invitation? He's running away from justice, and the special prosecutor has all the legal powers to declare him wanted. Who is he? People were declared wanted in this country. A lot of people were declared wanted. Ken is no woman than those people. He should come down and then come and answer the questions.
All right, so he's gone to the law court. That is where a better understanding will be given to what he's seeking, the duties of the OSP, whether he also have the prerogative to declare apart from the police, if all these requirements will be granted by the law court.
Yeah.
The things I have, read earlier.
You see, Jijo, for me, Ken also had the right to go to court. That mandate or the remit is also created for him to also go to court and do whatever or go and litigate whatever. The special prosecutor also has the right to invite him or declare him also wanted. So he can also go to court and test the law. But the most important thing we Ghanaians are interested in is that he is being wanted by the special prosecutor to come and answer some questions in relation to some corruption dealings he was involved in during his time as the finance minister. That one is more important to us that he can go into court to probably go and stop the special prosecutor declaring him wanted. If you don't want the special prosecutor to declare you wanted, what you are supposed to do is that come and honor that invitation and all will be settled. Apart from that, he is not human than any of us. You here, I here can also be invited by the special prosecutor at any time to come and probably give some information. It is not that probably when you come and then you answer questions, then you'll be sent to jail or this and that for your wrongdoing. Yours is to come and answer the questions. But the most annoying part is that they want to make it look as if probably they are more Ghanaian than, or how some people were treated previously. They shouldn't be treated like that. If you know very well that what you do to somebody, when they do it to you, not be happy, don't do the same thing to somebody. A lot of people, even President Mahama, we were in this country when this how will I call it, the aircraft issue, that issue came up. Even before the investigation were to commence, President Mahama was called a government official one before even the investigation started. So when today that was there, you didn't advise those people that what they were doing was wrong. Today they are inviting you just to come and
official one, does it tarnish, does it send any bad,
Yes, it sent a bad signal, because they were saying that all the issues that were in relation to probably the things that the government official has done, President Mahama was the one who done it. If not because the special prosecutor came out to probably declare President Mahama not to be guilty of any charge, today these people will still be calling him or be labeling him to be someone who is corrupt. So he should also come back and then answer the questions. He is not better than anybody in this country at all.
All right. Equality before the law. And first off is about his privacy, invasion of his privacy. That one too, the court is yet to hear, sit on the case. And a new one coming in, that of the OSP, with the various things he's seeking from the court. And that's this declaration. Among them, I read them out to you. So it's a former finance minister, and very soon we'll see if that would even prevent or make the work of the OSP difficult in investigating him on the various issues he has read to us some time ago about the finance minister's involvement. So I think I allow me ideji e mi aho yo de ka evedo abaleke me blo ne be yi vi ke le mi asia mi ame e mi aho gbele mi oche mi agbo 0247 900 764 0247 900 764 bakule 0203 766 500 ekpoto minute adekwa mi awonu nyameto me ya mi ejuru eka law ejibe ya adenu emenami mi ahoyo la vedo kwa mi akwa sede afuma eyi mi adonkuji ha me vokia futo yonya me yogbo mi akpo me pe Tom Brown wo apelele millet flour Hausa cocoa flour ekwe egbe mi oblayo bakple cassava flour Apple FDA eto ajonome eyo da sereji de mole no ba me sia me ne ple na wazan ho ba jonwo wo le fia fia se o kata me kolekpedo eyo no amia do me ya wo kata ha ta wan yo ne jibi Apple la gbo so me ha chase ple wa le 0537 683 allo miacha kaklole www.vokiafarms.com ole agoti mebe le ho apla omododo aji mia achia kaklo eye mia agromonti to no ha ole mia do me fagbele de lao wa gede woji hena ofe nuzi opopo. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Me fenya selaka le kajina mi. All right. Atawang gbogbo atroyo nenyebe ayamele fudea. Atawang gad get me aji fan 0247 900 764. Teme fag bled de lao agro monti to nyemi ape one stop agri supermarket. Afi kene mi egero mi akpo ape agbled de nu zazen kole nu ha hin okatan afbele. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Morning, is that you?
Yes.
And you Christopher Fogre.
Okay.
Well, dodgy.
Yeah, check.
The me enemy global Kenufurata on formally never need a court. K o declared Kenufurata wanted in Nakaye, a journalist who broke who kill who mother by Asu, Nakayo bro. I'm a guru or analyze Bella, Mother fail. Tane Kenufurata by for America, a woman I'm a food. I got attacked Yamabema, I'm a from you. Tano da sile Kenufurata, and you call court. A jackpot let talk over to regular do the bathroom of my Amagero condemn that statement. The community to cock him up a former master of boss, Eddie, who sent a CD, Messila to come over. Think about
all sentence in absentia,
aha. I talk about America, they know all about that. That's it. I know Jabano, you know, recover all loot over loot, some loot because more than double salary right under Mahama. They are not able to address those kind of things. They are no pursue him out, no pursue. Can for that, I did. I can who can I'm learning why you buy no home. I'm a to come. I mean, never tell you.
Salary mo kwena e wo kwena fe wo gbo be ahogale ka da fe wo troga ko ya Christopher all right, so the maslo former maslo ke MPP to we dey mo dey and sit off me o dey mo so me not to come off o dey mo so e fe to trogbo pe ma trogbo nyenya ke won me. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sajijo.
Yes.
Me kwa nye fo komla me dogbo nye fo ye fo style boy.
Okay.
E ma fo nto Kenufurata be nyaw. Make ma bia Sajijo. Na mele gbogbo me ti trele aro du ko ti trele Kenufurata me me gaba de do ko enu de. Ke Victor Salome. Tatuti kata. Sedu agongo agoka o de abeyo lo de mo. Akoka o de obe ba de do ko enu. Prosecute the special prosecute to someone invite we nyasu ebe na va egbobe ma va nu government special prosecutor na wa anyi ni mele Kenufurata Sajijo ni mano enyare ke ko ide court mi no fi abola ransack judge na boba famede me no Ghana wa me no fi abola gba Mustafa Gbandi ba fe wa me no fi over pado forces Rollins the passport mi no Ghana Abol Ogbo National Security Governor la the late Atamun ba fe me la be jidu be ku me le ba fe me na wa me ko ya le jidu do le yi ma me ale me fina mdare sana Kenufurata know the best for him dey ale be na surrender ale me fina ale me mi se ya ke me Victor Salome me dago abe ku fo le demo na jidu ya do le damede ya ba
daranyi be nenye be ochonya de nu ta nenye be amere wonde de nu meso eno ma ire bonori me le
seleke ma bia Sajijo mere kugulo jora mere ya be eto ya de enyu no jora mere ya to ya de egbere you got them Ghana to be agbono ya no
if someone decides to take a legal action, let them take the legal. If someone doesn't want to take a legal action, I'm on top of and when they go to the law court, whoever is
Kenufurata know you the court ala lose Sajijo no court ala lose poto
yo mi no kpora bere elehe gere enyame chocho me dongo na nyame cholaude sigbe wa vai kemia. You see, last week eke me mi jenya ya gomea egbulebe nenye be amade mi anto mi nye hoho mi question na a notorious arm robber ocho ga chuo senyala amere ike wa me joga chuo senyala oga de open tane do lese hede right ayala mesia mesi you don't have the right to take amrepe life but ne take amrepe life eseche ga na omo no popo kudenu ike john ubo chata ga cho enyandela ike nye senyala de waba aiho no for them now. So you might have your reasons. Gakemi Dasile, former finance minister, whatever issue he has with the OSP or the country OSP, Jibeya, I want me kuku player. Yo, Jibeya got test. The laws of the land shouldn't be Nyareke Ikema de Mona Megawa. So let's allow him to go to the court. We are waiting for the court to declare and then make any declaration. Whoever it favors, Miokata Miase. Mr. First Anani, what now?
Yeah. Did you me know what this one is no long talk. I have rights under the 1992 Constitution to do whatever we want to do. Kakene be aware one the sen Ken, as we speak now, has the right to go to even the international court on this issue. America hegemonio. Kake ndeka kumejibe ya nto Ken nese gomenyebe. The special prosecutor also have the right to declare him Ken wanted. Epe right, ya amesia mejibe ya express. So it shouldn't make it seem as if you look so special to the extent that they cannot be taken through the due process, or because you have been a finance minister before, you are more human than somebody else. There is somebody who is even in jail now, in remand now, over case scratch MSC because I'm a man that nenye begbe eya vako du corporate resources ko wanane yo be na vado ba bian we be nkata po declare as a wanted person la. Well, eya chepe understanding ne kemika kemi agana touch mi kwesebe elebe ya che never do ba bian negbebe ma don no la what declare wanted. And you see, the most important thing ulebe nyameke ule obene novi obe gele bibila na kuchiko deto gome nke kole mi asoro cho nke mi nyegbe mi ameke oke alo ameke ule appointment ko gbe alo ameke ule President John Dramani Mahama fe government me yo ko do de o si gbebe no wodi adam ko mi ado now be wo hala no wo fe do dasi pepepe de esen na mere kona ne cover of office bi a cover dia onu wede mi de kuku omoga hwel de chota ela be mi le gblo ne ye be cho ye wuyi eva ho na ne ja le tepede ye ozunya chola. We as a party will not support you because America me kplo do afa vale ho u de kara hwe tane ye be nyanvala u de kana no ne na we kake nyi me carriage be with the competent hands ke President Mahama la appointing la. I don't believe they involve themselves in any corrupt dealings. But nenye be ojura mi krache o tempt krache di no kwa mere pe nkele jojora mere jidi no asoro nu chome nke ke eme nenyu na mesia me
enyo na wo ha. All right, mi wonu enyi ma efia be egbejura to ha afi mi ko ebunu do a yenye esi mi da pede mi afa tododo